and welcome to the Free Cheese, episode 273. I'm your Joe Dix, joined by Ben Barrett.
What's up?
Marc Augustiniak.
Hey.
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games, brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com. How you guys doing?
Hey, man.
Alive.
Alive? You made it?
Had a little scare on the way here.
I'm still alive.
Yeah.
So you were listening to Pearl Jam.
Exactly. And this is what led to, I was like, okay, before I get the grunts and the moans from people, I was on my phone while driving. Wait.
Eating
Wait.
soup.
Yeah. Digitally. No, like I was just adding a song to my list on Spotify because the song came on. I was like, oh, that's cool. It was literally just that second. But
That's all it takes, Marc.
I didn't know a car in front of me slammed on its brakes. Didn't hear it because I'm listening.
Because you were looking at your phone.
I was, well, the music too. But I didn't know why they stopped. So I had to go to a halt. And during that last second, I saw there was a deer on the side of the road. So they didn't want to hit the deer. This was like super sudden. So I'm like, I slammed on my brakes, almost hit the car in front of me. But instead, I just missed them. And I was about to hit a deer. And that deer was like, nope. And it finally went back into the woods. It didn't go the other way.
Oof.
So I think a lot of lives were saved, including my own and that deer. And I was like, all right, yep, I'm awake. This is a
Dude,
good
deers
day.
can fuck you up, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't fuck around.
Akko got in a real bad accident with a deer and, like, fucked up his car a while back.
Oh, with his
Remember?
car. I
Yeah,
thought
with
like
his
he was
car.
fighting it or something.
No, because sometimes they'll, like, fight back. Like, usually, like, they'll see headlights and just sit there and, like,
Stare.
try to solve some kind of, like, math equation.
Yeah.
But sometimes they'll, like, attack.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
But this is
I
like,
hate them.
Have you ever eaten them? Venison?
No.
I've had deer jerky.
Good shit. Good
Uh-huh.
shit. If it's done right, you're supposed to prepare it right. But
That's probably the way to do it because you don't want to like look at them or talk to them or anything. They're fucking
Yeah,
trash
just eat 'em.
animals.
But this is broad daylight. So like that deer, I think, was just on the shoulder, and that's where I like went into, and I was like, okay, yeah, that all happened like so fast. I was like, like I said, being on my phone wasn't even that long, but like had that car not have slammed on its brakes like that, like you didn't even hear it. It was just like a whoa, because they didn't know if that deer was going to jump in front or not. So I was like, okay, that's why they stopped. And yeah, it was just a chain reaction. It all happened so fast.
I had a close one yesterday. I was on the road, but the car in front of me decided it was going to make a left-hand turn last second and thought that they pulled fully into the turn lane, but they didn't. They were just kind of in both. And this is like at 35 miles an hour. We're just all cruising along, and then I was like, oh, okay. So I had to like quickly go around, and I was in the middle lane, so I couldn't.
Jeez.
Driving, man. Driving with soup. That's...
driving sucks.
Yeah.
I can't wait for robots to drive us everywhere.
I don't know. I like the feel of it.
I can't wait for robots to drive us everywhere so I can eat soup
Just like
with a side of wasabi.
Just like
Yes.
iRobot.
Yeah. I'm down.
Dude, I was at Faith's family party last weekend, and Dad hooked me up with like a little can of horseradish.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And it was
boy.
that dope horseradish you get from like the deli.
Yeah.
Now, like, let me hit up Wise real quick and get like
that's good
Smucker's
shit.
horseradish.
Yeah,
This was
Smucker's horseradish.
I don't fucking know.
Fine makers of jelly bring you horseradish.
Branch out. Yeah.
Marc had some horseradish the other night.
Yeah. It just tastes like mustard to me. Is that right?
Mustard.
Like
Nah, that ain't right. Horseradish. That ain't right. That ain't right.
He did a little dab.
Yeah,
I did. It wasn't a lot to get a flavor, but it just tastes like a spicy mustard to me.
It's got that spicy mustard like hit to it, but you really got to let it
Like, what's it supposed to taste like?
like wasabi a little bit.
like a punch
You know
in the
what?
nose.
Yeah.
I did get the whiff of that.
Mm-hmm.
Not the taste, though.
Or
Or maybe I just didn't add enough.
to be fair, I do soak my horseradish in mustard because I'm also obsessed with mustard. So
Yeah. We put it on a hot dog. Normally what I do is it's on a sandwich. I do bread and both pieces of bread get a little hit of horseradish. Then my cheese, my meat, and then on either side of the sandwich, right? You got meat on both sides. One side gets more horseradish, the other gets a big old glob of mustard.
So why did it get...
that's what I'm talking about.
Why does it get such a negative connotation to it?
Mustard?
No, horseradish. Like, why did that become like a, oh, horseradish? And you're like, watch your fucking mouth.
Yo, those people suck, man.
I just don't, like, where did that start?
They probably put ranch with their wings anyway. You don't trust those people.
Yeah, no. Someone probably
trust them.
dropped horseradish and shouted, "Oh, horseradish!"
Same person.
Yeah.
Same person that brought you fiddlesticks.
Yeah,
and fudge.
exactly. Right.
Dropped all these at different times.
Oh, Twinkies.
Yeah.
Matt couldn't be here today. in the wake of the recent news that the Final Fantasy 13 collection making its way to backwards compatibility on Xbox.
Man, he got really excited.
Yeah, he's just...
he's actually on Amazon buying amiibos while playing that.
Yeah.
Constantly hitting F5 to refresh news on Destiny.
He was upset because the Cloud Amiibo, there's 2 different versions of the Cloud Amiibo, and one was originally a GameStop exclusive, and he was really hard-pressed to try and get that.
Yeah, there's also the Best Buy exclusive where he has pink hair and boobs.
Right. And did you see you guys got the thing he sent you where he found that Etsy page of someone who was doing custom amiibo for the entire cast of FF7?
No.
And
I
when
didn't see that.
It's a little broken, right? Because when you scan in Tifa, you actually, it's Zelda it's that Zelda amiibo. But on the model, I mean, Matt found him, Etsy.com/FF7 amiibo fans, something like that.
Of course.
Super stoked about it. Anyway, so he couldn't be here today, sadly. But Ben made it because I didn't fuck up and not...
Nah, it's all good. I can't... You ever text and then you read it and I'm like, who? What? That's me every time I text.
No.
Every time.
Mark and I recorded last week, and then Ben was like, what time are we recording? And I was like, oh, I thought you said you had a thing.
Nah, it's all good, man. Yeah. I mean, I did have a thing, but...
I know, but you could do later, and I didn't realize.
Sorry, I just stayed him and cried anyway. Yeah. Really wanted to be on that episode, but it's all right. It's all right.
It was a good episode. Mark and I had a good one.
It was actually a good episode. Yeah.
Just like this one. Probably going to be a good episode, I'm pretty sure, because it's a podcast where we talk about video games. Did you guys play some video games this last week, Mark?
A little bit. I'm trying to remember. I think it's only just one.
Dude, spoiler warning, I played a game. Sorry, nope, 2.
That's all right. What'd you play, Mark?
Just Diablo 3.
Yeah, man.
On Switch.
It's a hell of a game. I didn't even mean to do that. I am near the end of Act 5. I don't play it until it's bedtime, like past bedtime, because I'm like exhausting the rest of my days. And final moments of vacation. I want everything but Diablo, and then I wait, and I'm like, "Oh, it's bedtime. Let me grab my Switch," because I love the convenience of being able to like lay in bed and play that game. But then
I've done handheld a few times.
I'm like running into walls, falling asleep and shit, and I'm like, this sucks. I gotta wake up.
Yeah, it's fun to get back into it. I still never completed like a campaign or whatever.
Yeah,
just trying out different characters. Like I haven't played as before. It's pretty neat. I mean, it's Diablo for anybody who's wondering. Like, it runs perfect.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with how smooth it is.
I mean, obviously the textures and graphics, like it's not much different from the other ones, but you can just tell it's not as much detail, maybe. But it's still like good. Like it doesn't break the game in any way. It doesn't take away from it.
No, I almost like. It sounds weird, but I like the. It's not low poly. It's not the
right.
But
no,
there's parts where some of the like
slightly minimized
non-playable characters feel a little bit more like polygonal than not. Like there's not a lot of anti-aliasing going on.
The correct term is low level of detail, also known as low LOD. Because when you make a 3D model, you usually have 3 levels of detail depending on the distance the camera is from that object.
Exactly what I was thinking. I was trying to keep it in layman's terms, but you know.
You like swirlies, Ben? No, that's cool.
No, but you're right?
Yeah.
But I like how this kind of feels more like Diablo 2 sometimes, the way you look at it.
When you were, we were recording, Monday, Tuesday?
I don't know.
I don't fucking, who cares? When I watch you guys play it, like, I was legit sweating because there was moments when, like, for example, like, well, first of all, when I played it, it came out, like, what, 5-6 years ago? Whatever. I don't know. Whenever it came out.
Oh, no, wait. Hold on. What year is this? It came out 2012?
I think.
Yeah, so like 6 years ago. Okay. And it was broken that first day. I remember that.
Well, I only played it for maybe a couple weeks, so I completely forgot what's in that game. Mm-hmm. But when you guys were playing it, like there's certain, I don't know how much you guys played or even looked at the older Diablo games, but there's certain like,
I mean, I played 2 a lot.
Like before you enter like a dungeon or an area, you know how it has like the stairs and then like that's like that like hit me like a nostalgic because that like it looked identical to like Diablo 2.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean. Like there's a lot of throwbacks.
This feels
to, like,
a lot
Diablos.
like 2, like the way that it's kind of like lower resolution or low level of detail, if you will.
Yeah, 2 has like a weird like stop motion style to it that I really like.
Yeah,
everything almost looks like it's made out of clay.
It's very late 90s. Very late 90s.
Like I wish that they would do what they're doing with WoW Classic for Diablo 2.
Dude, they have to.
And then put it. I mean, you could still just buy Diablo 2 and play it right now, like through Blizzard for.
I think they added with the whole Necromancer pack for the other ones, but so I guess Switch has it too now. But I think there's an Easter egg where you can play the first Diablo like level, like just a tower or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
I think it's just a callback to that. I don't know if it's like a condensed version or what.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It's pretty cool.
Have you guys ever played the original Diablo?
Never.
Mm-mm.
I'm like that art.
I don't know what the fuck it looks like.
When I was in Electronics Boutique back in like early 90s.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing like marketing put up for that, where it's just like posters everywhere, boxes and stuff. I remember seeing Diablo and like a face and all that. I never knew what it was, but that always stuck out to me.
It's got a certain charm to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
but you guys should definitely at least try it out.
But yeah, like dungeon crawlers like that, like they're one of my top favorite genres to play.
That game was a lot. Yeah, Diablo 1. That's strictly like there's not even X. Like, it's just this town of Tristram, and you go into these portals, or, like, dungeon entrances, and that's
just
it.
very simple.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like, you can't even fucking run in the game. You just walk the whole time.
Oh, it looks like old-ass StarCraft. Go
yeah.
figure.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if...
1 and 2 are kind of similar in style, though, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they even use a similar engine or modified version of...
Yeah.
Because I remember when I went from Diablo 1 to 2, I thought I was having a heart attack, because the first thing you do is run. I'm like, this is so much fucking faster than Diablo. Because Diablo 1, it is so slow in terms of like combat and movement. It's extremely slow.
Sure, it adds to the challenge of trying to dodge and evade stuff too.
It's a hard fucking game too.
So Diablo 3, I beat Diablo, like the character Diablo.
Spoiler warning.
Yeah, I know. But I was a little disappointed. Like it took me, I mean, it couldn't have been 10 seconds.
Did you do it yourself?
Yeah.
Really?
Because I'm playing on normal, so I'm not up in difficulty, and I've got that fucking overpowered.
This is seasonal too, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that makes a difference.
It was way too easy. Like I was like, oh shit, and that was the end of Act 4. Was beating Diablo. And do you know story wise why Diablo's Diablo in this one?
I never knew the whole story in general. I just knew about the town. I knew some of the characters, but I didn't know the relations to everything. I don't know, like, I didn't really pay attention to the lore.
I didn't either. Like this one, I'm like picking up bits of it. But from what I gather, maybe Ben can fill in the gaps. Deckard Cain was some dude from the old Diablo games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's definitely in 2.
Yeah, he's in 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like he fights demons.
I mean, I guess, but like whenever in 2, he was just in town. He was just, that's where the whole stay a while and listen.
Okay.
Whatever.
His niece is Leah?
Adopted
Leah.
niece. Or
Yeah. And her mom is a witch who's been missing for years. So part of the Diablo 3 campaign, you find this witch lady.
Yeah, that much
you
I know.
find out that Leah is actually the daughter of that witch fucking Satan. So Act 4.
I think that witch, that mom, is in Diablo 2 as well. I think she might have been in that town.
Probably. Alderia.
I can't. I forgot all about the lore of Diablo, to be honest.
And then Leah just, at one point, like, Leah's been kind of there this whole quest, and then at one point she just goes, oh yeah, what's up? And transforms into this, like, giant fucking, she's Diablo. So...
she's like a reincarnation. She's like a vessel for Diablo or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it was in 2, from what I remember.
That would make sense.
Because I think, I'm totally fucking just shooting the dark of my memory, but I think 1, you turn into, like, you beat Diablo, and then you find, like, the Soul Stone? I can't remember what the fucking stone is. And then someone takes that stone and turns into Diablo. I don't know if it's the main character or some. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't. I could be completely wrong about that too. I beat it when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But
it was similar to that. Like, it was this idea, like, oh, okay, well now the spirit of Satan is inside this girl, and now she becomes him. But I killed her it took no time, which was a little disappointing, but again, I know I'm on the easiest difficulty. I have a character who's like way buffed high.
But that was end of Act 4.
Yes.
And now you're on Act 5.
Yeah, and I think I'm near the end of Act 5.
So maybe she'll come back. Maybe it was meant to be easy at
I
first.
think that I'm cheesing this game a little bit.
Maybe that too.
Are you playing online?
No, I'm just playing on Switch.
Really?
Yeah, just local.
Switch is online though, right?
It has the capability of it, yeah.
Not voice chat though.
Yeah. Not voice chat.
Not even through the app.
Not
God
through the
fucking damn it.
Not through the native Switch thing.
Yeah.
I was so like
That's interesting. You're only because the whole appeal of Diablo is you play it online, even like the single player shit. Like you build like
I've always played offline or with a friend.
really?
Yeah.
we've been like occasionally jumping in. Marc's been jumping into my campaign. Once I get through Act 5, then I think I'm going to start doubling down on because I talked to a friend of mine, Dom, yesterday, and he was like, "Oh, when you get through this, this is when the real game happens. Like you go in, start doing the adventure mode, doing random challenges and shit like that.
Rift runs and all
Rift,
that.
yeah.
That's so interesting. So your single player character carries online?
It does it depends
Yeah.
though. There's seasonal characters and there's regular characters.
Oh.
So seasonal character is right now we're in like season 15 of Diablo. This character that I'm using will disappear at the end of the season in a month or two. But all of the stuff I've earned, my Paragon level, once I get there, my equipment, but all of that stuff will transfer to any other character I've got on my account. But these characters level faster, they gain XP higher. There's all this benefit to using
Which is
seasonal.
probably why it
Damn.
feels super easy to play.
I have no clue. I haven't played Diablo in so long.
It's fucking dope.
That's cool.
It's really
I like
good.
that.
Yeah, but I would be lying if I said I didn't feel like a little like fuck, this is too hard or too easy. But I know like I'm on difficulty level 1 out of the potential like 15 or 16. So I
Yeah.
of course it's easy. But I'm excited to get through this because now I'm just committed. I'm like, all right, let me just get through the end of Act 5 and then I'll start from whatever the next phase is. Maybe start a brand new character or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
What have you been doing playing it?
I've just been making characters and just seeing what I like and just figuring out from there what I want to stick with.
You have an idea?
Well, I have a theme with my characters so far. So, my classic is my barbarian named Magnus. That's a callback to Tim and Eric, in case you don't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't like books. Words make him mad. So any journals that you read or find in the game that give you experience, I purposely avoid them. And if I pick one up, I get pissed. So I gotta, do the deed. Yeah, he just jumps everywhere, just a meathead, just go in and murder. So that's his thing. Then he has a bunch of brothers. There's, I forget their names. There's
You had Guzman.
Oh yeah, Guzman or Gusman, however you want to say his name. He's the cleric. I haven't really messed with him yet. Well, the Crusader.
Yeah, Crusader. Yeah.
Is that like the paladin?
Basically.
Of Diablo? Okay.
Yeah. I haven't really touched him yet, but he's like the intellectual one. He's very like emotionally reserved, very smart. He's all about knowledge and facts. Before anything, just always has the answers. So he thinks he's very egocentric. But he's calm. He's the complete opposite of Magnus. And then you have their little edgelord brother, Newgasm. He's the demon hunter. He dropped out of community college. He likes Mike Shinoda a lot. Looks up to him. I forget what else about him. Oh, like he only shows up to see his family around like Thanksgiving, but he only comes for like the biscuits. That's his favorite food.
Sure, yeah.
And then he just dips after that. He's just not really like a people person. He just hates everything. Yeah. So
he's got this whole thing, and all of the names, I don't know if you were following, are all anagrams of one another.
They're all anagrams of Magnus.
Do you play D&D? Because this is like the kind of shit you do in like D&D. Like you build
this is all pointless.
profile and like.
I've rarely touched D&D.
I have a feeling you would love D&D just because of the level of like detail you give to these characters.
I played a little bit, but not enough to like get the full grasp of it.
You need to play with D&D like heads. Yeah. You know what I mean? You would love it.
And then there's my monk I just made.
Oh boy. How did you fuck this name? Because I don't know how else you can get a name.
I think his name is Sunmag.
God damn it.
I don't have much story for him right now. He's just kind of like he's having an identity crisis. He needs to figure himself out. He's just That's why he's just kind of like a vagabond. Like he just needs he's on a lifelong sabbatical.
Yeah.
So in a way, he's just making the world trying to a little better to live in while doing so.
I can't, man.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that family. I don't know. Don't ask about the parents. I don't.
We just haven't uncovered that part of the lore
Yeah,
yet. You
yeah.
know? We might not get that until Diablo Immortal.
Yeah. But so far, Barbarians was like my route, but I'm trying to branch out for that. So I think I might jump in. I'm playing with the monk right now for a little bit. I mean, we did the demon hunter when you were the wizard or witch, whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's cool. I feel like that one's almost done though. And then just gonna. I think next on the list is try out the Crusader. See what that's all about.
Yeah. Sorry, I need to turn off screensaver before this thing fucking breaks.
But yeah, I've never beaten a Diablo, even though I love playing them. Heck, I probably was further in Champions of Norrath. You remember that game?
Dude.
The hell is that?
Dude.
That was the EverQuest version of Diablo for like PS2.
Dude, that game was dope. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that game.
It was tough.
It was hard.
But when I saw the inventory system and then I played Diablo afterwards, I was like, oh, I see where they got it from now.
I played the fuck out of that game, dude.
I remember the shaman specifically. Whenever somebody would play as him, if you ran out of like magic or whatever, he'd talk to you and be like, "No more mana." So we would just constantly just want to spam it, just have him say that.
Well, there was two of them, right? There was
there was two.
Because there was an EverQuest thing, right? I played
there's Champions of Norrath, and then there's I guess just
Return to Arms. I think I played the second. I didn't play the first one. I played the second one.
I think I played both.
God, that game.
I don't even remember
man.
who or what I was. I just remember I just wanted the biggest sword and just go in.
Fuck yeah, man! That game's dope.
Yeah.
People are about this fucking game.
I still have it.
And then there's also there's another one that's very similar. Is it Ultima? No, that's not what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of
Well, Ultima's got that top down.
No, I'm thinking
kind of view.
It's different. I think it's a different game. Shit.
You talking about Torchlight?
Torchlight is fun.
Yeah, I've never played
it. It's if you want Diablo to have more colors, Torchlight is what you want to play. I like the pet system in that. They can go to town for you and sell stuff and buy items, so you don't have to keep going back to town to do all that.
It's like a little bot.
Yeah. Then I mean that's pretty cool. I never played what was that Pillars game or whatever?
Oh, Pillars of Eternity?
Yeah. I can't think of I can't think of it. I can't remember the dungeon crawler.
Is it around the same time? Like when did it come out?
It was around the Diablo time, I'm sure. I think it had a sequel. I remember the cover.
I mean, to be fair,
the
there was
cover,
like
I think it had the word sacred in it somewhere.
There was like hundreds of like late 90s, early 2000s online ish dungeon crawlers. So
yeah,
I mean, it was a very popular genre at the time.
Yeah.
Hot damn.
It's gonna bother me.
All this shit just I really between playing Diablo and then the shit you guys were sending me the other night with all those cool ass fucking board games and
see, there's a cool side to fantasy, Joe. You just need to look for it.
I know it's I'm not opposed to fantasy. I just don't like bullshit.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I don't like all the dumb
you don't like Korean MMOs. That's what we're
it's not
the super pretty. Everyone is just.
I know what you mean. You don't like the typical high fantasy Lord of the Rings ish.
I can't do that shit.
I know
Get
what
it
you
out
mean.
of here. I
know
want
what you
like
mean.
demons and murder and witches and that kind of shit.
I know what you mean.
The more gothic side.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All that.
Or
shit.
I mean, there's that game You might like that game.
Baldur's Gate.
Oh yeah. That's like the OG one, isn't it? Isn't that like the original quotes original?
I think that's all the same
Is it?
dude behind it, Chris Avallone, right? He did a lot of that shit.
I think Baldur's Gate 2 was what I was thinking of more specifically, but yeah, I never played this, but
yeah,
they all like.
He didn't do
share
Baldur's
the
Gate.
same,
Never mind.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They're just so mindless. I can just get into it. I think that's probably why I really love Hotline Miami. I think a lot of it spawns from that.
Yeah, you can just jump in. You don't need to know a lot, or
I mean,
put a lot of thought into what you're doing.
It's just more like it's just more muscle skill than like muscle memory and. Well,
I think that's honestly why I've been falling asleep playing it, because I'm literally just pushing the control stick in a direction and leaving my index finger or my middle finger on the fucking ZR trigger.
Mm-hmm.
and it's just.
And like same with like Dynasty Warriors. I just love being like, it's cool to do it with friends, but then have that option to just be yourself and just fucking take it all on.
Yeah.
Just bring it.
Dynasty Warriors is dope.
Yeah. Ben, you getting anything?
I got teabagged.
All right, Joe.
It's a hell of a game.
SoulCalibur.
Oh,
Someone
sorry.
teabagged you in SoulCalibur?
Have you ever been teabagged in a fighting game?
No.
Because they don't actually stand over your body and do it. It's just they guard and they tap down. So that's just.
I've had it done to my body right before the replay cam comes up. They try to jump over as fast as they can.
Oh, yeah.
And start.
Yeah.
If the game lets you move.
I was in full tilt rage mode.
Yeah.
After that borderline
Tilt
about
rage? Like arcade
I
tilt?
was Oh, so that commentator yesterday,
Oh, yeah.
Steve H, he used to run tilt.
Shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
because we used to play SoulCalibur with him. Like
That's
when
nuts.
the mall would close, like me and Akko,
That's
us being the
fucking dope.
mall rats we would like stay after and play SoulCalibur.
That's
with
really
him.
cool.
Yeah,
Huh.
but no, like I was legit borderline. Like I'm done playing this game. I was so angry. Like he had no reason to teabag me,
Yeah.
and I know this is exactly why he's doing it because he wants me to get angry.
Yep.
Whatever, fuck him. Okay, so
Who'd he play?
he played
Keighly.
No, see, he was a creative soul, and he basically made Ken from Street Fighter. But he was I want to say it was Raphael or some shit. Like
I heard Raphael's pretty not OP, but a lot of his moves are quick, so they're like you can get a lot in.
He's one of the like SoulCalibur players, at least from what I play. Yeah, all of his moves kind of morph in together. It's kind of like Eddie Gordo from Tekken. Like it's really easy to do like combos and whatnot. But like the rounds were close, and like there was like it came to like the 2-on-2 like last match. It wasn't him like getting a perfect on me. It's like fucking asshole, man.
And playing as Ken.
I know, right?
That hurts me.
That's just-
because when Street Fighter 4 came out, and all you would find online is just a bunch of Ken players, and that made me mad because I like Ken. But all they would do was just spam Shoryuken.
Yep.
I actually used it sparingly.
Yeah.
And
As you should, because especially Street Fighter V, it's easy to not get.
I will tell
destroyed
you,
from it.
I am terrible at Street Fighter, so I would spam Shoryuken because that's the only thing I know how to do that looks cool.
It was worse when you know what they're doing, and yet they're still effective and win, no matter what you try to do, because maybe my timing was off or whatever. And then even after the Shoryuken, then they might do the teabag.
Yeah.
Even in Street Fighter, it's like, fuck you, dude.
Dickheads.
Oh, it's the guy just for it. But I still love SoulCalibur.
Yeah.
I just had to breathe it off. I was like, fuck this guy. But nah, I'm still doing ranked and training.
You feel yourself getting better?
Yeah,
Like,
I really do.
You had that progression with Street Fighter V. Like, is that happening still?
If it makes sense, I feel like I'm a better Street Fighter player than Rewind. I'm a better SoulCalibur player than I am a Street Fighter player.
I get that. Do you think now you're a better Street Fighter player because of what you've done in SoulCalibur?
Because I haven't played Street Fighter.
Because I had that. I think fuck game was it?
I'm sure you can adapt that mentality from it and use it.
There's
apply it to
certain
SoulCalibur.
things that I definitely bring over from Street Fighter. The main one being is just how to read your opponent, kind of how to react to certain things, not necessarily frame counting and all that. Because I know I should get more into that, but I just don't. I don't know.
Yeah,
it takes time.
It does take time.
And it's
and
a whole other.
There's times when I'll play SoulCalibur and I see that window of opportunity to attack that I would not have noticed if I didn't take that level of commitment that I did with Street Fighter.
Yeah. Okay.
Like there's a lot more because originally when you play a fighting game, you kind of want to be that neckbeard at the mall that plays Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It's pressing all the buttons, knows exactly what he's doing, completely in tune. But that's not how you want to play a fighting game at all.
Why?
You think that's the way, but no. Because when you do that, that puts you in the mind of you're constantly attacking. And if you're playing against someone that's good, they're just going to sit there and dodge half of your shit.
It makes you predictable if you have a set thing.
Because when you do that, not only are you just constantly attacking, but you don't notice this, but you're creating a pattern.
Yeah.
And I see it all the fucking time. I catch myself doing it all the fucking time. Because, that's another thing I bring up from Street Fighter. If I didn't realize that, I would be doing it even more in this game, in SoulCalibur, and I would be losing a lot more.
You know what? I kind of blame some of the, I don't think it's a training mode exactly, but I think Street Fighter had it, like those challenge modes where you had to pull off certain combos to just get that clear. And then people start applying that, and when you fight them, you see them keep trying to repeat that process until they get it, and it's like, fuck you, like, that's all you know.
I would do that in Injustice all the time, where with Injustice 1, I got good with Batman, and I had a run. I had to go to, like, I can do this, into this, into this. It was the first time I felt competent.
But knowing when to do it also is...
no, it's depending. There were certain people I'd fight where I would feel, like, comfortable throwing that in there sparingly, but it was always my thing when I felt like I was backed into a corner. It was like, well, I'm doing this combo. I'm going to do this. I'm going to flip him on the side. I'm going to do this.
Well, see, you're doing it right. You're not just, no matter what, you're going to keep trying to do it.
But then the higher up I went, like, level-wise, like, fighting people who were way better than me, the more I was doing that, I was just relying on that combo for the whole, or it was just always, how do I get this combo pulled off? Because I can't pull it off. They're stopping me from pulling this off. How do I get it? And I just
like,
didn't.
Don't know what
you don't grow. You don't, you're just stuck in one thing.
So did you guys watch that stream?
With Aquaplane? Yeah.
So if you like this one, like if you actually go back and watch that now that I'm saying you don't want to be that player, when you see them play, they're not flashy. It's kind of like watching a boxing match because half the time they're like, sometimes like there are times when I play online and me and the opponent are on the opposite side of the screen because like you're getting close and then you can feel yourself like opening up to an attack. Yeah. So a lot of times I'll back up and then the dude will pack up and we're on the opposite side of the map.
Start screaming world star from across the stage.
Exactly.
And
well, you just play footsie. Like, that's the whole idea behind it, right?
So that, because you don't like when you watch like the upper tier tournament players, they're not, I mean, they'll pull off combos, but that's not all they're fucking doing. Half the time they're actually sitting there like
because you don't want to
just waiting, like
because you don't want to leave yourself open for punishment. Because if you leave it open, then they'll do all the flashy stuff. Probably because you deserve it.
Once they get that opening, that's when they come in and they do their whatever. And then half the time, like when they do it, if they feel like they need to back up, they'll back up. They won't continue. Like there's this like video going around of Samurai Showdown. It has these two dudes fighting, and they don't even hit each other because half the time they're just like the one dude will like throw a jab and he'll like dodge, but it's because like these upper tiered Samurai Showdown dudes are like constantly just like waiting for that window, but they can't find it, so it ends up in a draw. So I love SoulCalibur. It's just NEC's coming up in winter. It's like the next big East Coast tournament, and I have a good feeling I'm gonna at least win a round. If that makes sense. Like I don't know, like it.
I mean, just trying says enough.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So.
It's all about that EXP.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's Soulcalibur. And went back to hell. Played Doom.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like the way I'm playing Doom. I'll play it for a few hours, and I'm like, I'll come back.
Yeah.
A few weeks.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear this out.
So where are you at in Doom?
Hell.
What
I just picked up the double barrel shotgun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Man,
do you do the little challenges?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do every single one that I come by.
The double barrel one was I think I remember being tough.
Yeah. No, it's tough. There's the one it's the instructions are simple. It's just get to the end.
Yeah.
But it's you have to get a glory kill on the imps in order to increase your time. Yeah. Because if you don't, then you start at like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then it has an imp in front of you, and then you have to do a glory kill, and you have to like keep going. I just fucking love Doom so goddamn much. Yeah. Like, I kind of wanted to experiment with it, so I played on my TV with a DualShock 4 using Steam Link. Mm-hmm. I kind of like it better that way.
Really?
Oddly enough.
I mean, I just played on PS4, so.
Yeah. Well, considering I mostly just played mouse keyboard on my, big ass, same exact size as this monitor, actually. Yeah. Oh, God, I'm just playing it that way.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I kind of like just sitting on the couch, turning off auto assist or aim assist or whatever. But it's a lot more difficult that way.
Do you like having a trigger?
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Even like the old school Doom games, I like playing those on a controller better than the keyboard. Yeah. Because if you remember, you can't look up and down. Yeah. At least in like the vanilla versions of Doom, like the source ports, you can look up and down. So it's like that right stick, it's almost like pointless.
Yeah, no, I mean, and like the originals, like you didn't even have mouse support.
No.
You were like all keyboard.
Yeah, like the original Doom, you played on a fucking keyboard.
Yeah.
And half the time you mapped the arrow keys
Right.
You know what I mean? So there was no point of, looking up and down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. And I think I'm just realizing, like, it's not a horror game, but there are times when, like, I feel like my butthole clenches up and I'm, like, about to throw up. Like, in particular, there's, as you know, like, there's the whole horde mode thing when, like, all the demons are attacking you, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, I'm getting these, like, glory kills, and I turn around, and it's that big Minotaur.
Fuck him.
Full sprint right at you, and I do, like, oh!
Yeah.
Like, because I'm playing with Freezer, right? I'm like, oh, God. And I'm playing on hard mode, so he basically just comes up and, like, just bashes me in the head. I'm like, oh, dope, dead, cool.
Fuck.
I think when you reach hell in that game, is that, like, halfway, or is that right before it?
I don't even know, because I guess the runes, like, the challenges.
Yeah.
I don't even have half of them, and I've been doing every single one.
Because I think, like, when you first make it to hell, like, it doesn't, like, it looks pretty barren. It's a lot of greens and browns or whatever, but, like, I know there's more. Obviously, there's more to it. There's layers, but, like, yeah, I just don't know how early on that is in the game. I don't know if you, like, get to it pretty quickly or yeah.
I don't know, but
is this game separated by chapters?
It's separated by. Yeah, I want to say it is.
Because I think it's like chapter 4.
I think. If they're not chapter numbers, then they're like chapter names. Yeah. So like, I'm in hell, but it's called something else.
Right.
Whatever section of hell it is.
Yeah. Right.
Where it's more like a taste of it than being knee deep in it. You know what I mean?
I also for the first time experienced the classic level integration thing. I finally found one.
Isn't that cool,
dude? Because it was on like some bridge and you pull a lever.
Yeah.
And then it does the I'm like, whoa, what happened? What's going on? I get all excited. I come into the room. It sucks.
I knew it exists, but I never found it in mine.
I only found one so far.
Yeah, I think I only found.
Is there more than
each level? I think each level has one.
Oh.
Or each chapter in quotes has one.
I found the Wolfenstein one in the first game.
Really?
Yeah. It's like right in one of the early chapters when you get off the train and like, hey, you can like go back to this bed, like this mattress, and there's a whole bunch of classic Wolfenstein shit on the wall, and you like.
Is it like a dream?
Yeah, it's a dream.
Yeah,
it's like, you want to sleep? You want to enter a dream? I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, cool, Wolfenstein.
And like, I mean, I could legit talk the next 4 hours about how awesome I love this game and how awesome it is, but like, there's times, especially in hell, when I'm just running around and like. It's hell, man. This is so cool. Like no demons are around, but just the way the level is set up, like the environment, the sounds you make, and then just the way the map's laid out. It's just, God, it's so
it's
good.
Fucking cool. You just like can look through a wall and see weird fucked up shit happening.
God, yeah,
it's really good, man.
Yeah, I love it. But yeah, it's Demon
Soul Calibur. I should go back and finish that on PC.
Did you not finish it?
I finished it on PS4, but then I bought it on PC earlier this year when during QuakeCon because it was like $10 or something. So I was like, well, I can't not have it because I have this fucking giant monitor to play it on now.
So, in terms of replayability, say you beat Doom, do your stats carry over to a new game? Like, is there like a new game plus?
Ooh,
I never tried.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Because I mean, the way you level up in this game, and I mean, I'm saying that loosely, but like. You get a lot of shit. You know, you can max out your guns and whatnot. And I feel I would be kind of pissed off if I had to restart.
I think there is a mode where you can.
Yeah.
I think there's a new game.
That makes sense. You know?
Because you unlock Inferno mode or Nightmare mode, but you have to.
Right.
I think you have to beat Hell mode or Hard mode first. If I don't know.
We'll find out.
But I'm saying I'd be pretty pissed off considering I'm like. Leveling up my shit, and I got to restart, and like, oh, I got to do everything all over again. Yeah. So
you can do chapter select.
Yeah, I meant like start like a whole because you can select by difficulty. So I'm assuming you can't do chapter select with Nightmare mode.
Have you went through the encyclopedia?
I've lightly dabbled
because there's a lot of information in there.
There's a lot more lore in this game that I would have like thought.
The whole legend of the Doomslayer and all that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It makes me excited for the second one because they're going to just expand upon that.
QuakeCon next year, right? Is that when they're showing more shit?
I don't know. I bet that game's out next year at some point.
Probably.
I don't know. I can't find a hard answer on this. I feel like there is a New Game Plus, but I could be totally wrong. This is gonna be a dumb question, but did you try multiplayer at all?
Yeah, I actually played the beta.
Yeah.
When it came out, and I bought the Doom fucking Legendary Edition that comes with it, the Revenant statue. So I have all the DLC, but I don't know like when I first played the multiplayer, I loved it, but then I kind of just kept playing more and more, and I'm like, oh, it's just multi. And it didn't click with me.
Yeah, I don't know what it was missing for me, but
nobody really.
Well, they outsourced it.
That's a consensus.
They outsourced it from what I understood.
Yeah.
Which, because I was kind of bummed out about it, but then I was like, well, when I played the old Dooms, like I didn't really play multiplayer, and if I did, like it was just deathmatch.
And like the map
all I'd want is a good deathmatch. I think what I want out of it is what I want Quake to be. Like if you could do Quake Live, but with Doom.
Yeah, but isn't Quake Live kind of like that?
I'm in this new id Tech 7 or whatever the fuck they're like. I want it just that because Quake Champions I've completely fallen off of. I will like occasionally jump back in and do a thing here or there, but I don't know. Like even Quake Champions isn't an id game. Like it is, but it's mostly Saber doing the fucking.
But I mean,
work.
it's
you just want that classic feel, but with a new face, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't. That's gonna be. I mean, coming from a business standpoint, it's kind of a hard sell considering what's out there now. Because I mean, the only people that will appeal like us and like the old veterans quotes of like 90s.
I'm sure you could like bake in some modern day stuff into it. I'm curious to see what that looks like. I'm eager to see what they do with that.
I've always wanted it to do like a Sonic Mania of Doom.
God,
you know what I mean? Because they kind of did that with the 360 and PS3 release of Doom because they added the extra chapter, which was awesome.
Yeah,
but like I kind of want them to do like.
That was my first time playing Doom.
It was great. I played through both of them. It was fucking awesome. But I kind of want like that. I want a new old Doom.
That'd be fucking
kind of like what what's it called? Apogee is doing with Ion Storm. No, yeah. But like, just I don't know. I know it's never gonna happen because it's id, which is also.
I don't know, man. I could see them doing that.
I know they would
on
like
an anniversary.
I know they're not gonna be Jim Ryan's about it, but at the same time, like, I don't know.
Think about it. In like 5 years, when Doom turns 30, and it's just like,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, all of our babies are getting up there.
God.
30th and 35th anniversaries now. Some are 25th now.
Mm-hmm. If they do, I'm gonna jump right the fuck on it.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. I'll stay hopeful. I mean, I backed up Shenmue 3, so I'll fucking back
That's
up
a 30th anniversary. You get Carmack and Romero back together to make.
You get the OG team.
It could happen.
Well, what's it called? Romero did a Kickstarter for that new FPS game with not Tom Hall. I want to say Adrian Carmack. But it failed because everybody's like, yeah, because they were like, they did this Kickstarter and there was like nothing. It showed nothing. It was just all like descriptions of what the game would be, and everybody's like, is there anything?
Was that?
I
want to say 2015.
Is Kickstarter still a good platform?
I think Kickstarter still. I don't think it's like the same buzz that it was.
Yeah. I think it's a viable option, but like at the same time, like
when you hear that word now, do you feel enticed to like go check it out, or do you just like, oh, okay, another one?
I don't know, because like that board game I told you guys about with the vampire, that was a Kickstarter,
right?
Yeah,
sure,
I never have the like.
I mean, I did back that, that Switch way to play vertically.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, the flip grip.
Yeah.
It depends on the game or the project. Like if you're like,
because there's like other competitors too. Like,
yeah.
There's like what Fig. There's
Fig's different though.
Patreon's
more recurring than it is.
GoFundMe.
Yeah, GoFundMe. That's the other one.
Yeah.
Coffee? No.
Yeah. What? I don't know. I found weird John Romero shit. He worked in a Cartoon Network game.
Oh, is that Taco Truck? Gunman Taco Truck?
No, Cartoon Network Block Party.
Oh.
It's a Mario Party style video game on Game Boy Advance.
I think I remember this.
Yikes.
Apparently developed by John Romero. I don't
Really?
It's on his Wikipedia page.
No doubt.
Game Boy Advance, so that was during the good times.
It's from Majesco.
Ooh,
Is
I
he
remember
there?
that name.
So
Nah, he just does Romero games now.
This was like 2004.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you still got your Powerpuff, Courage, Johnny Bravo, Ed, Ed and Eddie,
That's exactly who it was.
Yeah.
It doesn't say Power.
Dexter.
Cow and Chicken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, Gunman Taco Truck was dope. You should play that if you.
I didn't like it.
I played a little bit of it.
I thought it was neat. I couldn't go far with it, but I just thought it was a cool.
Yeah, like I love the concept, but I don't know about its longevity with me.
Yeah.
Did you ever play the Doom map that John Romero made like a couple years ago?
Oh no, I remember watching him play it. Did he put a video out, or maybe I just saw someone else?
He was well, everybody got a hard boner for it because he was tweeting like fucking around with the Doom code. Fucking around, and I'm like, God damn it, don't do this. So no, it was actually really cool because it like he made this level, but it did things to the original Doom source code that I guess he always wanted to do, but just couldn't at the time. I don't know. I loved it. It was a really cool map to play.
He's giving shit away.
Yeah, he's doing a giveaway, signed shit, which he always does. He's so like how Ed Boon is with Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
That's what John Romero is like to Doom.
Agreed.
And he doesn't even fucking work and make Doom anymore anyway. You know what I mean?
It's fucking rad.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of the aforementioned, I played Destiny 2 quite a bit this week. Quite a bit.
I was trying to keep it as quiet as possible. I was like, how long can we go?
I wish there might be, maybe I just don't know, but I wish there were a way to look at how much time I spent this week in that game.
Now you're playing on PS4, right?
Yeah, which is the
All
only
right.
fucking platform that doesn't understand how to track your time. It's stupid as fuck. Which I'm complaining about a dumb thing, but I like those stupid little things. I like to see how much time I've wasted.
Need those analytics.
I love it. Give me it.
Are you sure though? Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you
promise.
sure?
I
I'm
stare
looking
at
at
that
you right
shit
now.
all
Are you
the
sure?
Yes.
He does really like them.
I fucking love it. It's my favorite thing about
When
the
we
Wii
were
U.
recording back when like the Wii U was still fresh, he would like almost daily. Like, it was like a routine thing to like look at that.
Yeah.
See,
all different graphs and PowerPoint presentations.
I'm only saying this because when X-Fire was a thing, we would always brag about the same thing. And I was like, yo, I got like, it was, because when Steam came out, Steam chat was even laughable back then than it is now.
Yeah, yeah.
So you had this third-party download app called X-Fire. So it was basically...
Okay. Did it have like a little, like a wheel or something and flames coming off of it?
Mm-mm.
All right, it must have been like a porno or something.
Yeah, that was definitely a porno. So, but that would track how long you would play games. So I would be like, dude, I got like 3,000 hours on Counter-Strike Condition Zero. And I remember my friend at the time, BK, he was like, because he would brag about games we play too, and he's like, man, don't you think you could have done something else for those 3,000 hours?
Fuck
and then that's
no.
when it hit me. I'm like, oh.
No!
I mean, I'm fucking dope at Counter-Strike, but I don't know. So ever since then, I'm like, I look at the hours that I put into it, and I'm like, I could have been doing something else.
The fuck else were you supposed to do?
I don't know. I mean, especially for me, because I just joined a death metal band, so I'm like, I could have been, practicing bass, but instead I got teabagged in SoulCalibur.
You practice bass fine.
I guess that's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, I don't know how many hours I put in, but I played this game a lot. Specifically, I remember Monday was the big one last week. I played that game from about 10 a.m. until midnight. I got up twice for 2 15-minute
You're on
breaks.
vacation.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I love
So that makes sense.
That's so fucking cool, man.
It was the best.
Just an all day
I got up.
fuck sesh.
It was like lunch. I got up. I made, I gave the boys food, and I made myself a sandwich. And then later on, I took maybe it was probably like a 30 at that point. And I made pasta. While the pasta was boiling, I cut up cheese into little things. I was having cheese and crackers, pasta, and then I plop right back down on the couch and just back at it for another 5 hours.
Man, when's the last time I did something like that?
I have not done that in so long.
God.
It was so good.
Because that was always basically high school.
Something. Yeah,
I love
right.
that, dude.
There was always something you got to
that.
do. Like, you might have half a day to do that, but then it's like, oh shit, well, I got to make sure I fucking whatever. I got to run to the store and get this. Like, I did all my shopping already. I had nothing to fucking do.
That's so cool.
Katie was out of town for work. It was nothing. So, the three main things I want to talk about with Destiny. I played through the Forsaken expansion. I started experiencing a little bit of the end game, and I did my first. Well, I've attempted my first raid. With Forsaken, we'll come back to Forsaken. Let's talk about the raid, because the raid is wild. I'd never done a raid in anything except for Pokemon Go, so I didn't know what to expect. Nothing. So one day, like middle of the week, I was like, I'm going to fucking do it. And I found in the Destiny app, there was an LFG thing. Just you can set it up, find someone who's doing the raid.
ASL?
Yeah. So typed in.
Fuck yeah.
18
female
F.
Florida. Yeah. I got boobs.
And I get paired up with a bunch of random people. And they're like, all right, we're going to run this. And they're like, it was a kid. He was like, Mr. Joseph, where? Because that's my fucking username is my name.
Oh.
He's like, Mr. Joseph, where are you going to run? And I was like, fuck, dude, why are you calling me Mr.? This is so weird.
Where are we dropping, boys?
Yeah, and he was like, I was like, dude, I don't know. I've never. He's like, oh, shit, you didn't do this before? I was like, no. And he was like, okay. So he walked me through, like, because there's a weird puzzle you have to do in this first area. They walk me through and they explain it, and then half the fire team's like, oh, shit, I got to go. So they all leave. So I know what to do, but we can't actually do it because they all leave. So I queue up with another set of random people. And this time around, like, some random dude came in who was just an asshole and was just upset that nobody knew how to do the thing and didn't understand that, like, we started this fire team with the, like, hey, first time runners. Like, it was me and someone else who got randomly paired up that had never done it before. So when we initiated the second fire team, it was like, hey, never done this before. First time. Blah, blah, blah. And this guy joined and was like so mad that we didn't know it. And he was fucking toxic. So it kind of turned me off from it. But I texted my friends and I was like, fuck this. And they're like, no, we'll do it. So we put it all together. And then Friday night, it was me and Joe, my friend Dom, and he had two other people. And then I texted Matt and I said, I know what the answer is, and I'm already ducking from whatever it is you're going to throw at me. But tonight, if you're interested, we're going to try the first raid since you and I never did it. And he was like, what fucking time? I could hear it so mad. He's like, I can't believe I'm going to install this. And I was like, all right. So Matt jumps in. We're all going through. And again, like the raids are super collaborative. Like you need to all work together and you need to coordinate. If one person doesn't do what they're supposed to do, it's very hard to move forward. There's things you can do to kind of get around it, but it's not easy. So there's 3 stages. Basically, you go in, there's this major like area, right? It's like a palace you enter. In the palace, you need to go into each of the chambers. And eventually, after you do each of the 3 chambers, then you go to the 4th one, which lets you take on the boss of the raid. So the first set of puzzles is the first thing you have to do is take out these big ass fucking dudes that are just the waves of enemies that are coming in. You have to take them out. And you have to find, there's someone who's going to pop up and he's like shielded, and you have to take him out so that you can take out the boss and get the key to open the door. You just do that over and over again until you get into the chamber. Once you're in the chamber, there's puzzles inside you have to solve, and each of those chambers are different sets of puzzles. The first one, it's pretty easy. They're all easy once you know how to do them. It's just knowing how to do them. So for us, it was like Matt and I had never done it before. For the other 4 people, this raid's about a year old. They hadn't done it in a year and didn't remember fully what to do. Like they remembered elements of it, but it wasn't so fresh. So it was a lot of us kind of like Matt and I learning what to do, them relearning what to do, and then all of us going like, okay, I know my spot. I know what I'm supposed to do. Let me do it.
Dang.
But it was the funnest fucking thing. I haven't had fun like that since we played Sea of Thieves a few months ago for the first time. And prior to that, it was like Jackbox or something like that. Like that level of just fun, pure unadulterated, like fucking Smash Brothers on Wii U Miiverse stage fun. Just it's so stupid. Like the part where there's waves of everything coming at you and you have to like take them out. You're supposed to kill something that's called a scion. Scion's in the bubble, and that's what's protecting the boss. If no one takes out the scion, no one can kill the boss. And then if you've already earned keys to get through, if you don't take out the scion, things are going to come and they're going to take your keys back. And it resets the whole thing. So the first time we're doing it, they're like, it was Joe, and he's just like, okay, I'm moving to the boss. Can someone get the scion? Like, very calmly. And I'm just fucking shooting shit. And I was like, what's a scion? Like, I have no fucking...
Where's our car here?
Car? Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, like, there's a bubble. There's a shoot. And he's like, no, you need to punch the scion. I'm like, oh, got it. Completely forget about it. Still trying to shoot it. Don't know what the fuck's going on. And then, like, it was shit like that. Like, me not knowing what the fuck to do. Being an idiot. At one point, like, after we had gotten through all three of the chambers and we're doing the final wave of these to get into the boss, we're out there and we're all just shooting the waves. At this point, like, we are, because this was like 5.5 hours later, we're exhausted and laughing and whatever. All the waves are coming through. And at one point, I can't remember if it was Joe or Dom, but somebody just goes, is somebody taking the boss? Like, we're all, because you're supposed to branch out and none of us branched out. We're just all dead laughing. It's just one of those things we will never be able to replicate at all, but it was so much fun. The final bit of it is what ends up sucking. There's not sucking. Like, we could have got there. It was just there's one part where it is so much coordination. There's a ring that you have to run around on the outside. So Matt and I were the runners and everyone else is on the inside of the ring. What we see on the inside or while we're running around the ring is a grid of 9, and we have to tell them which one is lit up a certain color so that on the outside they can shoot to break it open for us and we can jump through the one that we see. And then at the end of it, so Matt and I have to do like 3 rounds of us running and getting these orbs out of the outer ring into this little sanctum thing. At the end of it, all 6 of us are ejected from where we are and put into this thing, and we all have to run around it together, and only 2 of us can fail. So we're running around, and we tried it so many fucking times. Like, just one thing or another would always fuck us up. It could be that someone on the inside didn't shoot the things for Matt and I to effectively jump through them. It could be that Matt and I fucking misstepped. It could be, we tried it for like an hour and a half.
Trying to synchronize.
Forever. We finally get to it, and everyone's like, all right, I'm not fucking doing this anymore. Like, I gotta go to bed, whatever. And I was like, fuck, we're not gonna get this. And I was like, it's okay. This is the one. We got this. And we go to run through, and I fucking die. I was like, motherfucker.
Don't got this.
Then Matt dies. And I was like, God. And Matt and I were the only 2 that had, like, been running that whole time. So I felt confident that at least he and I would get through. We're the first ones down. I was like, fuck. Somehow they get out. And this is at the point where I think those who were drinking were at their drunkest. Like, we were all laughing so fucking hard at some stupid ass joke. Just like,
fuck yeah, man.
It was just so good. And yeah, I don't know, man. It was fucking good. Really good.
So is Destiny Diablo FPS in the future?
Straight up.
Because when you're I can see why you like Diablo.
Yeah, it is straight
and Destiny
up.
And whatever.
Don't know why you don't like Borderlands.
I'm gonna break.
You don't like Borderlands?
Fucking computer.
It's the same thing. Fight me on it. It's the same thing,
dude. You don't like Borderlands? Other than Mad Moxie, blah 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 blah, fart butt, boner butt. What a god! It's terrible humor. I get it. You don't like Borderlands?
Destiny has memes too, though. That's what I'm saying.
I don't pay attention to Destiny.
Borderlands is fucking dope.
All right.
It really is.
I like the idea of Borderlands, and I started to listen.
I am fuming.
I liked when it was pitched to me. I went, "That's cool." I then played part of Borderlands 1. I enjoyed what I was playing. I liked finding random guns, whatever. The humor I could give her, fine.
No, the humor sucks. I'll give you that. It sucks.
But I enjoyed the gameplay of it. I enjoyed finding loot. I enjoyed all of that side of it. And then I just kind of fell off. I was called Destiny 1, Borderlands 1, and never came back to it. Then, when Borderlands 2 came out, I was like tangentially excited. And then it just didn't stop. And it was a combination of having to hear about it every week. Stop? there's Borderlands. Like, it was everywhere, and I was like, it was oversaturated. It was the way that like Fortnite is now. At the time, like everything was fucking Borderlands, and I was so tired of it.
We were in the loot era,
and
it
then,
just hasn't really stopped since.
No,
And we're from looting games to loot boxes.
but it was that and all of the shit that everything that I hated was the stuff that got surfaced to the top, and I was like, I don't want any of this. Then Randy Pitchford was kind of an asshole, and he was doing more and more shit that I was like, man, just fuck everything Gearbox is doing. I don't want anything to do with it. And I let that kind of influence I just got out. Just don't care. Don't care. Handsome Jack, suck my dick. I just don't. Ugh.
I never played the pre-sequel, whatever.
Yeah.
I stopped at 2. I think
I stopped at 2.
Yeah.
It just seemed so up its own ass, and I look. I'm fine being a hypocrite on it. I get it. I know that people love it. It never something about it.
I mean, I haven't went back since, but
yeah,
the whole environment around it, I never cared for. You know, it's that like
it was that stuff I couldn't stop seeing.
It's the same type like thing you get from like Deadpool Harley Quinn fans.
It
was very like had that like
yes.
edge to it.
It's
for no reason.
When I worked in a comic book store, I would have
it.
These fucking people that would come in and they would go, "Did you read this thing Deadpool said? Look at this. Isn't this so good?" And they'd show me a panel and it was like, "Yep, he sure did make a joke."
Yeah.
Bazinga!
It was, fuck, man.
See, Borderlands 2 actually had, like, compared to 1, the moments that were funny.
Yeah, the writing sounded great.
Like, they did better when it was subtle.
Yeah.
When you have a character that was just meant to be a comic relief, it didn't really work. But I love, like, there's one where you go into a basement when you have to kill all these mutants.
Yeah.
But when you find out that they live in this lair, you find pizza boxes, then you find a rat, and then there's different knockoff of Ninja Turtles you're fighting.
That was a really cool thing.
It's so subtle and out of the way. But then you have, like Tiny Tina and Claptrap and whatever.
Oh, Claptrap can legit go fuck itself. I'll give you that much. That shit's annoying. I'll give you that much.
It's when Borderlands 3 inevitably hits. But congratulations to everybody.
That's definitely a world that
still a dope game out.
Sure.
Borderlands 2 is dope. Tetris sucks. Samus Returns sucks.
Screaming.
I only disagree with Tetris.
There's like a meta with that statement that we won't go into, but
anyway,
what if Tetris was a soup? Would you eat it?
Yes.
Or if it was a better game, called Columns. Yeah, I got
it. My fucking God.
Yoshi's Cookie, get the fuck out. No.
Mean Bean Machine, man. Just saying.
You mean Puyo Pop?
Yeah, that's the one.
So I really like the raid.
No, I'm glad you.
And we didn't even beat it, right? We got to the final boss.
It doesn't matter at that point.
Yeah, like we still have until the weekly reset to go back and finish where we left off, which I'd hope to, just because I don't feel like doing all this shit again. But it was fun, man. It was a lot of fun. I didn't expect it. When I signed off for the night, because we got done and a lot of people signed off and they went to bed. I stayed on and we were running just a couple random things. Mm-hmm. When I finally turned it off for the night, took my headphones off and was going to bed, the backs of my head hurt on either side because of my glasses being pushed into my head from the fucking headset. And then my throat hurt from laughing. Like that, like wheeze laughing.
Yeah.
My teeth hurt from grinning so fucking much. Like it was so.
Just getting the whole cheek, jawbone ache, and then like the
eyes
watering.
Everything just hurt.
That's you just what is that? You just like purified yourself basically. Like all those.
You had a good time.
Yeah. You cleansed yourself right there.
I fucking needed that so much. I was chugging Rockstar energy drinks with Destiny logos on the can.
Dude, you're tearing out taurine.
I was at Walmart. No lie, I was at Walmart the other day, which is a story in itself. It's funny just going to Walmart, but middle of the aisle, there was a booth. Black Ops 4, Monster energy drinks.
Oh, how many did you buy?
Same.
What's their trading value?
I don't know because Monster sucks, but
Are you?
Dude, all those energy drinks can legit GFY. Go fuck yourself. Straight up.
My tolerance is so
energy
high
drink,
for them. They
hand
don't
me a Bud Light.
They don't like they don't. That's the opposite of energy. It's like put me to bed. Yeah. I used to drink Rockstar all the time in high school. That was the only drink I had. Man. And then I was like, it doesn't affect me anymore. Caffeine does nothing for me.
I just don't like that shit. But
It's bull semen. What do you want?
So this is a stupid question, and I'm not. I really hope this is not insulting to the game. But do people still actually play Destiny, like
Destiny 1
as a whole? No,
or 2?
Destiny 2.
So we actually have a news story about that later.
Because other than you, I don't really hear much about it.
So
I feel like it has a cult following.
Let me work my way back.
Is it cult level now?
So let's talk about Destiny 2 Forsaken. Right?
Okay.
So that's the other big thing I played this week in Destiny. There's some things, right? You look at kind of what's happened with Destiny in the last few months. It was PlayStation Plus's free game of the month for September. It's currently free on Battle.net.
Yeah, Battle.net.
If you have a Battle.net account, you have a copy of Destiny. You don't do those things if you don't need to, right? So clearly there's something going on. But so I never played Destiny 1, right? And I was almost to Borderlands level of fuck you with Destiny 1 just because it was so barren to me. Like, I didn't know what the fuck. I was like, oh, these are the people that made Halo, so this is going to be like a Halo. And
Wait, can you play Destiny on PS4? Like Destiny 1?
Yeah.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I mean,
it launched on 360 and PS3,
Yeah.
and then it moved over to 4 and
Okay.
Xbox One. But, so I never played that just because I didn't get it. I didn't get what I was doing or what the point of it was, or there was no story, or I didn't know what the fuck to do. So Destiny 2 came around, and I don't know why this one appealed to me for whatever reason, but it did. And I played through the vanilla game and then kind of fell off of it. By the time the first DLC came out, I was already done. I enjoyed it, but I just kind of got what I needed out of it and moved on. Didn't do the raid, obviously, until recently. And that was it. And then 6 months ago, when the second DLC thing came out, that was when Matt and I jumped back in and we did the first DLC. And even that, I didn't really... It was fine. It was fun to be back in it. I think it, got me excited enough to then run through the entire original campaign again with a new character type. I enjoyed the actual gameplay of it and just getting through everything. But the story side of it, I still couldn't the fuck tell you what happened at all. Forsaken, this expansion is the one that kind of it starts to go back to, I think, why people liked Destiny 1, but also bring out stuff that I didn't like Destiny. Like the reasons I didn't like Destiny 1, it's not doing those, but it's also going back to it. So Forsaken, if you remember the E3 thing, the big plot point in Forsaken is that one of the main characters, Cade 6, is killed in Forsaken. He's the robot that's voiced by Nathan Fillion, except in this expansion he's voiced by Nolan North, because everyone is. And the first 5 minutes of the thing is...
It's just Claptrap, guys.
It is not fucking... The first 5 minutes is Cade 6 getting killed, and the rest of the expansion is you hunting down his killer. But it's all Western style, so... Like, it's so heavily influenced by that. Like, even down to, like, wanted posters. So you're hunting down these 8, like, barbaric, fucking cool as shit looking dudes. So you get a new enemy type, and you get these, like, badass, weird, fucking goblin thing.
They're not robots?
They're not robots. They're, like... They're humanoid, but they all have, like, weird fucking... like metal cages around their heads, and they all carry these like
jackals.
They look like if Bloodborne villains were in the post-apocalypse.
Huh.
Like they've got like cages for heads, but they carry around like lanterns in cages, and they like swing their lanterns.
Oh, that's cool.
Shit like that. They all have different things to them. Like there's different whatever, and the whole thing is you're going around all of the worlds now to seek out where these dudes are holding up. So you have to go through these like courses and tunnels and weird things and fight through enemies and puzzles until you get to the bosses. Then you take out the boss and you've completed a bounty, and then you move on to the next one. And the story is all about getting back to it. I don't want to spoil some of the story stuff because I think especially for people who played Destiny 1 to come back to this, they're going to be really excited. Because I didn't know none of it made any sense to me. So thankfully I was playing through it with Joe and Daniel. Because they were both explaining like, okay, so what you just saw here's what happened in Destiny 1. And they'd fill in all this stuff. And then they'd tell me, so that is actually blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, fuck, that makes a lot of sense. And I ended up going back and like throughout the week as I was like cooking dinner, eating lunch or whatever, I was watching lore videos on YouTube to like get caught up on all of the stuff that I missed. And now like contextually, it makes so much more sense to the point where I'm like, oh,
isn't it just a Kingdom Hearts storyline? Isn't it just light versus dark?
That's it. That's all anything ever is, right? It's just light versus dark.
but like
yeah,
literally, light
it is
versus
literally,
dark.
yeah. Like that's
like light in the most literal sense.
But then there's all of those things that it all like infects, and there's all the different subsects and races and all those things out there. But it seems like now Bungie is starting to turn a different corner with the lore side of it. Like more of the lore is put forward, because now I kind of understand what's happening in the game. I'm not just like, yep, I shot those guys and then I shot those other different guys and now I'm shooting these. There's more to it than that. And for the first time, I feel like there's some stuff happening like in the end game. Because for me, after the vanilla story was over, the end game that everyone told me about was, well, you got to do these 6 things each week. And if you sign in these days, you got to do this and you got to be able to get your light level up to, and I just didn't want to do any of it. It just didn't seem fun to me. And now, so with Forsaken, it was kind of like Destiny 2 2.0, and there's daily and weekly bounties, which I think I talked about last week a little bit, but the bounties are these kind of like guidance for the player. It's very similar to stuff you see in mobile games, where it's like you have your daily check-in, right? Like, hey, throw 3 excellent balls in a row and we'll give you 5 berries, right? It's that stuff, but at the end of the thing, you're getting like some type of gear or whatever.
It's very like MMO.
It's super MMO.
Yeah. It's
super MMO. And the thing I like about it is these things, while I describe them, I know they sound one way, but they feel so much less like when Matt would talk about Destiny 1 and say that it felt like clocking in. Like, I don't feel compelled. Like, I didn't play it at all yesterday. Probably not going to play it today, more than likely, just because I got other shit to do. And I'm not like, I want to play it, but I'm not like, fuck, I'm missing out. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, technically I'm missing out, but I'm not like dying because of it. I don't have that pressure of it. If I miss these daily bounties, I miss these daily bounties and it's fine. Right. But they're there if I want to be in it, which I think is the cool thing, because there's the people like me who are going to come at this, get excited about it and play it for a while. And I'm sure in a month I'll be fucking on to the next thing. But there's the people who have been with this forever and they have nothing to do. Now they have stuff to do on a regular basis that feels meaningful in a way. The other really cool thing they did with Forsaken, so after Forsaken happened, there's a new raid that happened. And this new raid, no one knew kind of the story behind the raid or what was causing it or any of that stuff. The first raid team or fire team that got through it, the first 6 random players who made it through the actual raid, as soon as they did, Bungie pulled their data and put their actual ships in a cutscene and then put that cutscene out to the world and said, you know, hey, the first fire team made it through the raid, and they built the story around the idea that like the players are actually influencing the story. And to double down on it, now every week with the weekly reset, there's a new piece of story content that gets doled out through completion of something. So you're always getting a little bit more like a new cutscene each week, where before you kind of got it all, and now the end game was grind for better loot, which was fine for those people who wanted that, but for me who didn't give a fuck, now I at least have that thing where it's like, oh, well, I know Tuesday night I can come home from work, I can play, and I can see the next piece of the story. It's cool, and there's new adventures to jump into. There's like different public events. There's I don't know. There's always just like things to do in the world. Like I don't feel like I'm without something to do, which is really cool. I think that's everything on Destiny. I don't know. I really like it.
Fuck, keep playing it.
Yeah, but it's got that Diablo thing. It's just collecting loot and whatever. It's just I'm getting more and more into the world, and like I love the fucking alien races and all the weird shit that's happening there. The story of now that I understand more what happened in Destiny 1, there's a really good YouTube channel called My Name is Byf, BYF. And he goes through all of the lore. He explains it better than the game did. Because the game historically, or notoriously, in Destiny 1, the only way to read the lore was through, like...
I remember.
item descriptions. It was like Bloodborne, right? But worse than Bloodborne, where it was just really out there. This dude goes through all of that stuff and then turns the weird little descriptions and shit like that into an actual story and then reads it out. They're really, really well done. So there was one I watched. It's like an hour and a half. He put it out right before Destiny 2's original launch that just said, hey, if you're jumping in this for the first time, you should watch this because here's everything that was in Destiny 1, some of the prequel stuff that wasn't actually in the game, but, we learned through Bungie.com or whatever. So hearing that, you got to hear the whole saga, and again, the way he tells it felt a lot like someone telling the story to a Halo game, which was cool because I got that. That's what I wanted out of this when Destiny first launched, was something as real as the Halo universe is. But I never got that out of Destiny because it just didn't.
I don't think it can.
This made it there. That dude explaining all this stuff in that hour and a half was like, oh, this feels like a Halo game now.
The only thing Destiny will always be missing is a main character. That's substantial.
But now I'm attached to my character.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody is sharing that.
There's no Master Chief.
Right. There's no Master Chief or Cortana or any of them.
For the first time, I don't think I need it. I did need it until now. Now I'm like...
I'm saying Destiny will never... I just don't think it can. There isn't that person because it's always going to rely on a player.
But that part doesn't matter anymore, is my point. For me, it's to the point where if we had a Master Chief, I wouldn't care about Master Chief in Destiny, if that makes sense.
Fucking narcissist. Okay.
Because it's almost not about... You are a pivotal part in it, but you almost don't matter. It's more about everything that's happening around you.
That makes sense.
And it's that stuff that I'm
I was definitely getting you're the only one that can do this.
Yeah, but all that shit.
All million of you.
Yeah, that
which part, is every MMO's problem.
And that's where
and I can see they're trying to change that.
But because that's the thing, I just throw that away. I don't even care. To me, it's not about my guardian. I don't even give a shit. It's the idea of what's happening in the world, the greater story. I think that stuff's far more fascinating than the fact that I'm the last one to have the light. I don't care about any of that shit. It's really good, man. I'm genuinely impressed with how the game turned a little bit. But then I played the true game of the year, Tetris Effect.
Oh, God, go.
Go on.
Oh, God,
dude.
Damn it. I mean, no, go talk about it. Just talk about it.
It's exactly what Tetris needed. Because every few years, a new publisher gets the rights to Tetris.
A lot of them don't get it right either. With the way it feels.
Yeah, sometimes it's off or...
And to be honest, I don't care about classic Tetris.
That's what I'm saying, man.
But that's the thing. You're probably just thinking about the NES Game Boy ones.
No, I'm talking about all the above. Any of them.
Okay, the one for DS that's all Nintendo themed. That's to me, that is bar none my favorite, the best one.
I still haven't fully played that one. I think you let me play around.
It's like the Smash Brothers of Tetris. It's... there's a whole game motion happening at the top as you're doing. It's cool.
I think it's cool, but it's still Tetris in the end.
Yeah, of course.
This kind of transforms Tetris a little bit. Because every single iteration of Tetris, it's not been different since the Game Boy version, right? They're all the fucking same blocks. And this is it's not like they're changing block types in this. That'd be blasphemy. But
long everything, as you have switching and ghost drop.
It's right. So this has all of those things in it, but it's the people behind Luminous, so Enhanced Games.
Oh, I remember that.
Made Tetris.
Yeah.
And it fucking feels like it in the best way possible. It's so good. So you start off, there's I think, I didn't even try. You can just play raw Tetris if you want to play raw Tetris, as I'm sure Ben does. There's also the journey mode where you're playing through, much like Luminous, where it's working through. If you remember Luminous, it has each stage has a theme to it. The blocks change their design, and there's music that goes along with it. It's the same thing here, and it is completely engrossing and pulls you in immediately.
The vibes I was getting from it looks like an iTunes visualizer as a game,
but so much better.
Know what I mean? Yeah, but it's just that effect, for lack of a better word.
But as you're playing it, everything complements everything. So you're moving the Tetris pieces in place, and as you're doing it, the sound effects of the pieces moving are complementing the music or adding or building the music really. But they're also subtly vibrating your controller. You get a full experience. Anything that you could possibly sight, sound,
So the word effect is a real emphasis here. Like, it's not just for a name. It's like,
no. I mean,
what are you playing it on? Because it's not even on Steam.
So it only launched on PS4.
Oh, really?
So it's PS4 with VR support. This is the thing I think that's going to convince me to buy a... Like, I was already, like, finding the best Black Friday deal to buy a VR. Like, I need to go all in on this. It is so... It's so good.
Yeah, I was saying, because I just looked up on Steam and it's not on there.
Yeah, I'm sure, like, because Rez did the same thing when it came out for VR. It launched on PS4 and it was there, and like a year later it hit PC.
Moss did the same thing.
Yeah. So I'm sure maybe that's coming in the pipeline. They just haven't confirmed or said anything. But I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice by not playing it in VR. Like, even playing on a TV with headphones in, mind blowing.
Well, if you do get VR. Resident Evil 7.
Oh, I know. But
just,
does Tetris need to be played in VR though?
This version of it's different than Tetris.
Dude, it's so weird how VR makes like the most mundane things seem so different.
Yeah, like you're playing Tetris when you play this, but this is so much more than that. Like
there's that stupid stacking game. You're just stacking blocks to reach a certain height. You don't need VR for that, but for some reason, doing it in VR, I loved it.
Yeah, no, like this has just there's a level of immersion that's unlike anything else I've played. I felt like I was playing everything. Remember the game last year?
I was getting vibes from that when I watched the trailer.
It feels a lot like, if David O'Reilly made Tetris in a way. But also you get the Luminous. Like you get the Luminous input from this where...
I've never played Luminous.
I always thought it was Lumines.
I think that's how I thought it was too when I first saw it.
Doesn't fucking matter. So did this Tetris Effect game come out like recently?
Friday, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I'm seeing articles like 2 days ago of reviews.
Yeah.
Is a Tetris screen itself like still tiny compared to the rest of the TV? Like,
so you can zoom it. It starts kind of in the middle because there's all this stuff that happens around it. So each stage
that part kind of bothered me.
It does when you're in VR. I assume you move and you can get closer to it. Yeah. This you just push up on your left stick and it will zoom in and pull it right forward for you.
Now, if you zoom in, are you missing out on what's going on around you?
No, you'll still see a bit of it. Because there's all this weird stuff that happens. So depending on the song, there's different themes. I think one of the wildest ones. They're all fucking crazy.
Are they like telling stories as you're like visually? Like obviously you're not going to hear like once upon a time, but no, like. They are like you connecting the pieces, clearing lines, make stuff happen around you, or
clearing lines isn't going to affect it. The further along it does, right? So each stage you need to get 48 lines cleared, and there are milestones. Like once you hit 20, you'll hear like a significant shift in things. By the time you first get your first few, the music starts to swell a little bit, depending on the song, depending on the stage. It does tell a story, but honestly, it is a really personal story in a way. Like it really feels like it's something more than it is. Which I know sounds a little weird.
The most artistic Tetris out there.
It sounds a little weird, but like I'm having like I don't know, man. It's something. It's the same thing like when I played Everything, where you have this kind of like existential thing going on. There's stuff like that happening in this that seems weird to be saying for a Tetris game, but
doesn't the original Tetris technically have a story?
I think like on the back end of it there was maybe some like implications.
Yeah, you had to like go out of your way to I don't know, I remember hearing about it from somewhere.
Yeah, but this is not, it's not like a direct story being told. Each stage, like there's one where
probably not an overall narrative, but just with each setting there's like a little something.
Each setting there's something that's happening. Like you can very clearly feel a theme between them. Like there's one where it was all the blocks are like red, fiery, whatever, and by the end of it there's like a group of like just faceless human-like figures like all bowing and praying to the Tetris board. But the music like everything works into it. Like what you're seeing and feeling and whatever. Even the way the Tetris blocks change, like they all influence every piece of it. It's so...
This sounds like a rave festival.
Yeah.
Just something like just all the shit that's going on and just how pretty it is.
It's really...
it makes you get lost in it.
Yeah, I played it...
It's like taking pills.
Launch day. When it came out, I played it launch day before we jumped into the Destiny raid. And I was just killing time because I knew I had like, a couple hours. I was like, all right, I'm going to, I'll play a couple rounds of it, see what this thing is. And then I'll go make lunch or something. And then I'll get ready for the raid. Yeah. And, I turned it on like 2:30, 3 o'clock, and it was like 5:30, and I didn't realize it.
Damn.
I had no idea time had passed. I had no idea.
It's that flow, man.
It's nuts. It is nuts. Really good.
So did you complete it?
No.
No.
No. I'm about halfway through. The like journey. Yeah, I gotta get a VR. Like that was the immediate.
So
Black Friday.
I just think it's weird. This game is gonna win. This is what's selling you to VR.
Yep.
Tetris.
Dude.
Blocks.
I'm telling you.
All right.
Did you play Luminous?
No.
All right.
I don't really play puzzle games, man. I'm dumb.
Might be part of the problem.
It all makes sense now.
Yeah. No, but I think you.
Tetris is the only one that I have played. I mean, I tried other ones, but I can't get into them.
Luminous definitely is a little more challenging because the way it's all horizontal rather than vertical like Tetris. And it's more like columns, if you will.
Columns is dead.
Where you're lining up the same. It's just two colors. It's let's just say orange and white in Luminous.
That game. Okay.
Yeah, you're trying to match up at least 4 white squares or 4 orange squares to clear a section, and you're just doing that. But it's all there's like a bar that moves across from left to right. It literally like almost like a timeline in a fucking recording thing. It'll move across for each measure of the song, and you have that amount of time to like get all of your things in line, and then it's gonna go back to the beginning and move across and then clear everything that you've lined up in Luminous. And this does a similar. It doesn't have that line.
Yeah.
But you get as you're clearing everything, like it's just constantly building to the atmosphere of what you're playing. And then there is a new mechanic. It's called don't remember. Something with an M. But you build a meter. When that meter goes all the way, you pull one of the triggers and everything goes like 8 speed, and you move all your Tetris pieces around as quickly as possible. Every time you clear a line, it gets moved to the bottom so that you have like this big massive wipe after your meter goes back.
It's all about them wipes.
All about them wipes. Tetris Effect. That's the first time in a while that immediately something has like skyrocketed to the top of my like game of the year list. It immediately just changed everything. It is exactly what I wanted in a Tetris game in 2018. Because every time Tetris comes out, you're like, fuck yeah, Tetris is coming out. And you play it and you're like, yeah, it's Tetris. Good, great. Like, I love it. I'm always going to love Tetris. Yeah. But
I mean,
this is the first time it was just like, oh, you guys are doing something here.
Yeah, like it seems challenging. Like, how do you make a basic game more interesting than its core thing? Like what do you add to it? And
this is it.
Last thing I saw, I mean, like Tetris DS, whenever you cleared lines, whatever Nintendo game you were in was progressing as you advanced. So if you clear more lines, Mario would beat World 1-1.
Kind of like Puzzle Fighter.
Kind of, yeah, exactly. Kind of like that. So like, and then I remember Tetris Splash on 360. There was nothing good. It was Tetris. The only thing I could play at the time. But the only thing that had to offer was that you had a aquarium screensaver mode.
I like that a lot, though.
That's dope.
That like it was, yeah, it's cool, but like that was it. That's all I had to go. And then whenever you cleared something, you had some like sensual woman just going like Tetris.
Ooh.
I
think my brother played that because I didn't realize that's what Tetris is. Like I guess when you get like 4 rows in a row.
It's all about clearing 4 lines, or you just want to build all that up. So when, at least with me, I like to get that one straight one. So you line them all up, had that one slot open, so you just ghost drop, boom, and then they're all clear. It's like, yes. Something about it. I don't know. It's very euphoric.
You got me wanting to buy Tetris DS now, but it's $80.
Yeah, I found it at a convention.
Yeah.
I think, or I might have ordered it. So I don't know. I found it. I think I might have paid close to $50.
Damn.
But I love that game.
Yeah.
I played on endless, and I go through like 2 loops of it or something.
Really good. Tetris Effect out now. Get it. Buy it. Don't not. All right, we're gonna take a break. We'll come back. We got a little bit of news to talk about before we head out for the day. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the second, not really half. We're not going to do another hour and a half, but the second part of the podcast.
Second quarter.
Where we talk about news.
Nudes?
News.
Hentai.
In a shakeup that surprises no one, the National Football League and Fortnite are partnering up to let you dress up as your favorite team.
Yay.
I don't.
It's whatever.
There's nothing to say.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not Negan in Tekken, but
It's just crazy how big this shit gets so quickly.
yeah.
It's not Noctis in Tekken either.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very curious to see what the next thing is, right? Like, this is the first time we've had one of these since, like, Minecraft. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Something that completely takes over a specific subset of the youth.
Would
You know
you
what I
say
mean?
it was kind of Call of Duty before?
I think Call of Duty was there.
Yeah, I think it never left. It's just kind of in the
But-
background now because
Yeah.
it's just overshadowed by other things.
I think the people who were with Call of Duty maybe stayed with it, but there's a bigger volume of people that are with. I don't know, man. It just.
Yeah.
It's huge. It is huge. But it's not going to... That's the thing with...
I still have a respect for Minecraft. That's the difference here. Between all
I know that, but I'm just talking about, like, you walk down a fucking random toy aisle in Target and it's like littered with. I haven't seen Fortnite stuff yet, but
I mean, there's definitely stuff. At least Halloween costume wise, there was
Sure.
props and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely crazy. Like I know, like there's kids that will like know Minecraft and they get excited when they hear about it, but I've never seen the level compared to when you scream, not scream, when you just say Fortnite to kids and they just lose their shit and they all just start flossing. I'm talking like kindergartners or something.
I just don't get it.
Like there was footage that they're always like, and then they just started like, it's oh man.
Yeah.
Did they ever do that with Pokemon? Yeah, I think Pokemon might have been the first.
Pokemon might have been the big one.
Yeah,
Mario before Pokemon. We were too young to realize.
Well, Pokemon was kind of different because
was...
you had the cards too, so
Yeah.
it was like
Yeah, like just
it was more cards in the
and
game.
Everything.
I know
toys.
hentai.
Yeah. It all just blew up, and then we grew up, and then.
So, this comes from Jason Schreier over at Kotaku.
Never heard of him.
Who?
Oh, well, hentai.
What's a kotaku?
It's a cock taco.
You think hentai.com's taken?
I will find out. And if not, we're buying it and forwarding it to the free cheese.
Listener, if you're at work, do me a favor.
COM, which?
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Have they sold? I don't want to know. So, reportedly, Blizzard had recorded a video talking about Diablo. So let's see.
No, the mobile game.
On October 17th, 2 weeks before BlizzCon, Blizzard put out a blog post saying that Diablo 4 is in the works, but not at the show. We have multiple teams working on different Diablo projects, and we can't wait to tell you all about them when the time is right. We know that many of you are hoping for, and what many of you are hoping for, and we can only say that good things come to those who wait, but evil things often take longer. That was a blog post. So it seemed like they were letting everyone know, like, yo, it's not going to be there. But yeah, so this just states, the latest version of this article says that the article originally stated Blizzard had recorded a video planned for BlizzCon in which co-founder Alan Adam talked about a new Diablo game. Although we can confirm the video was made, Blizzard disputes that it was planned for BlizzCon. Quote, first off, we want to mention that we definitely hear our community. We generally don't comment on rumors or speculation, but we can say that we didn't pull any announcements from BlizzCon this year or have plans for other announcements. We do continue to have different teams working on multiple unannounced Diablo projects, and we look forward to announcing when the time is right. However, 2 people familiar with Blizzard's plans confirmed that the company had indeed recorded a video in which the co-founder spoke to fans about a new Diablo project. What's in dispute here is the timing. We had originally reported that it was planned for BlizzCon, but it's possible that those plans were simply discussed and never solidified. Either way, the video never came out. We can confirm that Diablo IV is indeed in development. This is all from Jason. We can confirm Diablo IV is in development. One of those sources told me that Diablo team wasn't ready to commit to an announcement, as Diablo IV has drastically changed over the past 4 years and may continue to change further. We've heard it's gone through at least 2 different iterations under different directors.
You know what also happened? That same exact situation? Diablo 3.
Yep.
Exact thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's even, like, a alpha version of Diablo 3.
Yeah.
Like, the late 2000s, I want to say, but I don't know. These neckbeards need to calm down.
This reminds me of that story when they cutely put out a little Diablo nightlight, and everyone was like, Diablo Switch?
Oh,
We're like,
yeah.
no, it's not happening, guys. That's not what we were trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Shut up. And then it happened anyway.
Yeah.
So I just don't think they're not good at, no, they're really good at denial. I don't know
if it's, I think it's more they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They don't, it's to the point when it's like, who the fuck cares if we say that, if we don't show anything and then we say it's something's in development. We know something's in development. We know this is going to fucking sell out of the ass. So it's like, why does it any of this matter? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why maybe not on a corporate level, Blizzard, but I think deep down, like, the people there are just like, who cares that they boo at BlizzCon? They're going to be there again next year. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
And you got to remember the roots. Like, they're, I don't know, it's a Blizzard. It's like a group of fucking misfits, outcasts, etc., that make shit for others just like them. And I think the idea is that you've now injected it into this much bigger thing.
Well, maybe Warcraft 3 can hold them over.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, did you hear about that?
Yeah, the remaster? Yeah.
Well, yeah, they brought back like the original or something like that.
Yeah.
So apparently that's really good.
It looks pretty.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people wanted that.
Yeah. Speaking of 3s, red, blue, and green are revealed in the latest Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee trailers.
That's bittersweet.
Did you see the pictures?
What does this mean?
So in the original Pokemon Red, if we're treating that as canon,
I mean, I played red and blue, so I know that much.
Those were the code names for the character and rival.
So that was red, like your traditional Pokemon
Ash.
trainer.
Oh, okay.
Then blue was what we know as Gary motherfucking Oak. And then green, who was never actually playable, was the female character from the first game.
It gets confusing because of regions.
Yeah.
So, like, Japan had red and green originally. Blue was, like, our yellow for them. Then we get red and blue. So, and then, yeah, so green never existed for us until leaf green came out. And then you can finally play as a female or whatever. So, it's just like when Gary's in Japan, he is green. When he's in America, he's blue.
Yeah.
Oh, so green, it's like...
Green is their blue. That's the only difference.
Oh, but
here.
okay.
You just switch that around.
If we treat
red is still red.
If we treat red as the core version of this,
yeah.
you would have started Pokemon Red in Japan, and if you would have gone with default names, your player character would have been red and your rival, aka Gary, would have been blue.
Yeah, there was like 4 names to choose from, or whatever, or you can type in a name.
Mm-hmm.
I love that old school watercolor-ish.
Yeah, dude.
That's so cool.
That old Ken Sugimori art.
Yeah, boy.
It's so good.
Speaking of old Kens, Final Fantasy VII, Tetsuya Nomura is considering options for compilations. So this could include Before Crisis, Crisis Core, Advent Children, and more.
Like, to the 7 remake? Or is this like a separate thing of, hey, let's put all our milked crappy games in one thing, and here you go.
So
actually, I heard Crisis Core did.
I didn't fuck with any of those.
This came from Famitsu. At a panel for The World Ends With You Final Remix, during a Q&A session, someone said, I want to play Before Crisis Final Fantasy VII again. Nomura replied, right now I'm concentrating on Kingdom Hearts 3, but when that's finished, 7 will be where I head next. I'm thinking about ideas regarding the remake's release. I even spoke to producer Yoshinori Kitase about it today. All of us old-timers are considering various developments in regards to what accompanies the remake, like if we can manage to do something about the compilation titles too. But for the time being, please wait for 7's turn to come.
Just give it to Capcom.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Just put the game out. Just get the first one done.
I don't want it anymore.
Final Fantasy VII?
I just don't care. I'm over it.
All right, how about 15? You want some 15?
I'll wait for 7.
All right. Well, speaking of 15, weird shit's going on with 15. So, Tabata, the guy who took over from Nomura as the director of Final Fantasy 15 in 2013, has left Square Enix. In addition to that announcement, most of the DLC that was planned for Final Fantasy 15 has been canceled. It was going to be episodes Arden, Aranea, Luna, and Noctis. 3 of those 4 have been canceled. Episode Arden is still coming. Will be released March 2019. There's a new short form anime, which is a prologue to that, coming out. It just says teasers will be released in December and January. The multiplayer stuff is coming December.
I can't believe that hasn't even come out yet.
And then a collaboration with Final Fantasy XIV has been announced and will occur December. Kind of weird, man. Like, there was a whole big, long, like, press conference just to announce the cancellations and all this stuff. Like, they reconfirmed, hey, we're still making these things, but also we're canceling all these things.
I thought, because I'm looking it up on Steam now, I thought 15 was doing, like, well. Am I wrong? Like, sales-wise?
I don't know if they explicitly stated, like, why it was all.
I don't get it. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing because I love Final Fantasy, but I'm kind of out of the loop of
this was the
what's
one
going on.
Like, I wanted this to be the one for me.
What, 15?
Yeah, I never beat a Final Fantasy. I wanted this to be the first one.
Really?
Yeah. I don't have the patience or something. I don't know. Just something.
Okay.
I always hit that mark in one of these games where it's just like, I don't care. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
I
just don't care. Why is this 3 discs? Just.
I know what you mean.
I want to take another
vacation
vacation just so I can play through like a Final Fantasy game. Like, that's the time you need.
But 15 felt like the one, at least gameplay wise, that I could get into and like, all right, yeah, I like this. I like this world. I do like this setting. But then there's just something about it, and just, I guess, just knowing where it was coming from, that development hell, and then all this content they had planned for it. Like, the guy was so proud of this game that he wanted it to last.
Yeah.
And it was like, dude, you gotta let it die. I don't know, because
but if, like, for people who fall into that world, like,
it's so, I don't know, it just feels oversaturated in some weird way.
Yeah.
I think something with the development cycle made it, like, it overstayed its welcome without trying to.
I think there's cool ideas.
Because it really hasn't been around technically that long.
No, but if you think about the idea of it, right? Like, if you can you think about 7, right? And 7's broken up across X amount of discs.
3, I think.
Yeah, I think 3, maybe.
Yeah, it's
These days, that doesn't exist, right? You just make a game and you put it out and whatever. But there's stuff to it where, like, you don't have the budget, you don't have the time, the, like, level of detail, money, all those things. Like, I can see where, like, you have this grand idea for what a complete story is, and you have all these different elements you want to tell and all of that. Like, it's a really cool, comprehensive idea. Like, it is really, really ambitious. I just think that, for me, playing through that core game, I enjoyed that core game up until the same thing. I got literally to the final chapter and I didn't fucking
the
finish
part
it.
and I think you played it before the update.
Yeah.
So where now it's playable and enjoyable.
Yeah. But I got all the way up to the end and stopped, but it was that same thing. Like I just moved on.
And then they re-released the game in lower quality.
Oh, the mobile.
Yeah.
And then you have Noctis and Tekken.
It was another
and like marketing was just out the ass.
Yeah.
For this.
Don't
it
forget
was
your cup of ramen.
Oh yeah.
And like Final Fantasy VII had something similar, but that was over years. You know what I mean? Like it was just different bits and pieces. It wasn't all within like one. This felt like all within one. You're like, dude, like let the game cook. You know what I mean? Like this is.
It was a lot. In hindsight, I think it's kind of fucking cool.
Yeah,
in a weird way.
But at the
I don't
same
know
time,
why.
like, I don't know. It is cool, but it's, I don't know. Something about the game didn't earn its spot yet to be
You're
I'm
right.
one of the greats.
No, you're right. It definitely wanted to force itself into that. However, had that been a thing that I really attached myself to, I would have been all fucking over it. Like if let's just talk hype. You know what though? I'm feeling confident. When Castlevania makes its return in a brand new form, if shit like this happened, if they Final Fantasy 15 it, where it just gets way oversaturated, I will eat that shit up. Like all of that stuff, I will be super stoked about. I'm sure everyone else is gonna go, I'm done. Why are we looking at this? Why is there another Netflix series? Why is there another this? I'm tired of seeing Castlevania shit at Hot Topic. I don't want to play as Alucard in SoulCalibur 6. I don't want to do any of this. I hear all those things coming. I would fucking eat it up.
Yeah.
I'd be.
I mean, obviously it's all preference and all that too. Like that, a lot of that plays a part.
Yeah.
Because like if you're gonna compare it to Castlevania, it's way better style than any Final Fantasy.
But if I were that level of enthusiastic about Final Fantasy 15 as I am about some of the other shit I'm into, that would have been pretty dope. Anyway.
I just want 16. I just want to see. I want them to move forward. I don't want them to be stagnant. This feels like they're getting stagnant.
You know what I want? Bloodborne 2. You know what we might get?
Not Bloodborne 2.
Don't.
So, could be just a reference. Could be just nothing.
It's probably just a reference.
However, in the latest From Software game on VR, was it Deracine? I don't know how to say that.
I wanted to play this, but I knew it wasn't going to be anything substantial.
Yeah. There's a doll you can pick up. The pose that the doll does mimics.
What's her name? That mannequin lady or whatever. That's cool.
And when you look at the description, it says a doll of the stone girl Fiona who appears in the unfinished tale, referring to Bloodborne. When a person has a bad dream, Fiona appears and helps them flee.
Why did it say unfinished? Is there?
They're tickling our balls. It's this fucking son of a...
Crash was in Uncharted 4. Look what happened, guys.
Was he really in Uncharted 4?
There was that little part in the beginning where Nathan's playing.
Oh, that's
the
cool.
original Crash Bandicoot.
That's dope. That's dope. It's not coming to. If it is, it's not going to be on PS4. That's the only.
What, Bloodborne 2?
Yeah, that's not coming to PS4.
No, but that's okay.
PS5 launch title.
That's
fine.
fine.
I don't want to.
But then I'll buy a PS5.
And
then you lock me in.
And then the catch is that it's going to be on Xbox as well.
I don't know. Jim Ryan is all about it.
I mean, Dark Souls was PlayStation at first.
Sony loves... I don't even know anymore if Sony... I don't know.
Sony doesn't love anything. Don't fall for its lies. It doesn't love anything or anyone.
I would kill for a Bloodborne too, though. Jesus Christ.
Dude, I know. I'm there.
Yeah.
You know what? Don't change anything about it. Just give me another fucking... It doesn't have to be in the same fucking universe, you know? Just give me another Bloodborne. Just same time, same era.
Yeah.
Totally new set of characters. No new mechanics. I don't give a fuck. Just give me
Just
the same
more
thing.
of that world.
Yeah.
Would you play a Bloodborne J-pop rhythm game?
Yeah.
It's like all the visuals are Bloodborne visuals, but you're playing
Sold.
like pretty much like Elite Beat agents. But
Why not? Dude, I gotta buy that
Damn it.
that desktop
That's a yes.
or tabletop game so we can play that.
Yeah, that's fun. I played that. It's based off of the
Chalice Dungeons?
Yeah, Chalice Dungeons.
Yeah.
It's fun.
There's a little fun one, but 8-Bit Dude just keeps making cool stuff. The latest and greatest, a G-Bros wireless adapter for Switch.
Oh yeah, you posted about that.
Yeah, it's a Bluetooth adapter that pairs with your Switch or PC and allows you to plug in either a GameCube controller or any of the Wii remote extensions.
That's okay. I don't need that one.
So like the NES Classic controller, your SNES Classic controller, a Wii Classic controller or Classic Controller Pro, all of these can plug right into this little adapter. It's basically like a little doober. Just,
Wait, it has a GameCube port.
on the right side, and on the left side it has the Wii input. The bottom of a Wii remote, it's that input.
Oh, that like blocky.
Is it only one
Yeah.
GameCube controller?
Yeah, so when you would need to buy one of these per controller. It's also confirmed that you couldn't plug in a GameCube on one side and a Classic controller on the other side.
It's either or.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
But
wait,
the idea, right? So let's just say that we didn't want to drag the fucking
adapter
thing across the floor. You
Yeah.
could just plug your controller into this and then Bluetooth your way over to it.
But honestly, if I'm playing on my computer though, I'm just gonna have the adapter being dormant, like right behind a monitor or something, and
No, yeah.
Dolphin. Because I was thinking like hook up my Game Boy Advance to my computer and do like Four Swords or something.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be pretty badass. I love everything that company makes. I can't wait for those next round of controller. I'm ordering like one of every fucking thing they make. Just did it come available?
Can you put stock in your company?
I don't know. Just looking at that. Speaking of Destiny 2 not performing to Activision's expectations. There's audio of this earnings call you can listen to hear kind of specifically. However,
Are they just screaming?
I know.
just screaming.
What the fuck?
Activision just stated that some of its franchises, Destiny in particular, aren't performing as well as it hoped. Company promised investors new monetization options alongside moving content to market faster to rectify this. I mean,
Bungie disagrees. No.
so it kind of sucks, right? Because the one side of this is, they're making Destiny the blame for this, but I wonder, because I don't know, I didn't look into this too specific. Nothing calls out anything about Call of Duty, but I wonder how Call of Duty did. And if this is a thing where maybe they're pointing the blame at one thing because they can, while the other thing is not doing so hot.
I mean, I guess they just needed to reach certain numbers, and they're just not.
I mean, honestly, like, it's no surprise. Like we said earlier,
Yeah.
Destiny's being handed away on almost every platform out there. I'd be surprised if it didn't hit, like, Xbox Game with Gold at some point soon. But I don't like the idea of moving content to market faster. That just seems like a bad idea.
Like, what does that mean?
That means that they're going to start cutting down timelines. If they've got internal teams that are developing things, they're going to say, cool, you need to figure out what you need to cut because you need to get this game out by day X. Otherwise, we're pulling your funding or whatever that means. I think ultimately we all lose in the end. Like, the developers don't get to make the game they want to make. They're pushed into more crunch. They're like all those like weird after effects.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it sucks because I think Destiny, like I said earlier, has really turned a corner for me. I'm not one of those like crazy Destiny people, but
Are you sure?
I'm getting there.
Yeah,
Almost.
quite a lot to say.
There's people that are worse than me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that one guy that just yelled at everyone. So
Yeah, he's the best.
yeah.
So Crackdown available for free on Xbox One. I mean, it's a 360 game, but you can download it for free for the time being.
So I'm gonna play that Halo 3 beta.
I remember
Yeah. That was the fucking
that.
jam.
Yikes.
Maybe.
Maybe.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds coming to PlayStation 4 on December 8th.
Oh, I saw that because there was like a listing or something.
Listing.
Thanks, Amazon. Again.
Yeah. It's the day after the Game Awards. There's no PlayStation Experience happening this year, so it could be
weird, isn't it?
They did say there's a lot of announcements coming at Game Awards.
Yeah. Speaking of which, it's the largest lineup of new game announcements in show history. So there are going to be.
This show has gotten better.
Yeah, it's gotten so much better.
I think since Mick Gordon.
Yep, that's. Yeah.
Jeff Gordon, hell yeah, man.
God damn it. Left turn.
Turning left.
Do you think we'll see Metroid Prime 4?
No.
You sure?
No.
You sure?
I'm 100% positive.
Maybe just a little taste.
As much as I want to.
Maybe just a little taste.
No.
Come on.
No,
it's
man.
just a number 4, but instead of being a black silhouette, they now added metallic texture to it.
It'll show Samus.
I'd be down to at least let me know that game's alive. Dude, I'm really fucking stoked for Game. What are we doing for Game Awards?
Not seeing the Metroid 4 teaser.
It's the same day Smash comes out, or the night before.
Oh, is it really?
Or
December 7th?
If it's the night before, and if we're watching,
it's the night before.
If we're watching together,
yeah,
I'm gonna have my shit pre-installed on my Switch and ready to go.
Where's Bond?
December 7th, right?
6th.
No,
Smash
Smash is the 7th.
Yeah, so this is 6th.
But like that midnight.
Yeah.
Wait, what night? What day is this? 6th?
Thursday.
Okay.
It's a Thursday into a Friday.
I just want to fucking sleep.
Yeah. Who needs it?
Right.
No, I will have Doritos and
Do
as a tradition.
Of course.
Doritos and do.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not having
Do
high hopes
Doritos.
about this at all, to be honest.
I fucking love
I don't
the
think
Game
we're
Awards.
gonna. No, I meant like the new game coming out.
I mean, look, whenever.
we're just gonna get shit like Tetris Effect. I mean,
last year,
Blue Mines 2.
God damn.
Lose minds, man. Dig it for gold.
God damn it. No, I mean, like last year, or even like just this weekend, we watched the the Xbox thing. And,
Yeah.
you know, they said, hey, there's 16 new games coming to Game Pass. And it was like,
Cool, Ori.
yeah,
Thanks.
Yeah. Like, you know, there
Francie,
were
appreciate it.
stuff, but it was, you know, a lot of that stuff is going to be like smaller indie stuff. So I'm sure that
Yeah.
some of these game announcements are.
But with Keighly involved and his connections and all that.
I don't want to fucking see Death Stranding again.
You will though.
I'm done.
Yep, that's the reveal.
I am
You
done.
Reveal.
I don't
That's
need
the
it.
reveal.
Here's the thing though. If they do, or when they do,
Ugh.
release date.
You fucking better. I'm done. I don't want
Shadow
to see
drop.
Shadow drop because it's gonna be on PS5, not PS4.
Kojima would do that shit though. He would just shadow drop a game.
I don't want to see I don't even want the game to come out.
Silent Hills
That's
comes
your
back.
reveal. That's your
What
reveal.
if that happens?
Oh no!
Yo, if it's a Castlevania game, there's no way that Konami teams up with it.
None of this is gonna happen.
Dude,
It's gonna
come
be that Death Stranding is gonna be the game that's gonna be shown
What
off.
if-
We're gonna have Blue Mines 2, Tetris Effect 4? That's what's gonna come out after it.
What
Just
if
like indie games.
Kojima made a cast? Never mind.
What?
God damn it.
What if Capcom's made games?
I mean, they're more than Konami at this point.
No, I meant to say Konami. My bad.
Okay. I know what you meant.
Rewind. Yeah.
Pyramid Heads and Metal Gear Survive. Calm down.
That counts, right? That counts.
That's it. That's all you need. I guess lastly, Microsoft's XO18 happened this past weekend during the 4th annual Fan Fest in Mexico City. Some stuff. Obsidian Entertainment and In Exile Entertainment join Microsoft Studios. So we knew about Obsidian based on those reports out there by hentai.com, but In Exile kind of surprised me. And we, yeah.
I forgot about that whole Obsidian thing.
So when Fallout 76 fails, and then Bethesda's going to be like, hey, Obsidian, your turn. And then you get New Vegas 2.
But then it would just be an Xbox Windows exclusive.
Yep,
Yeah.
sure would.
Yeah.
Get them, get those numbers.
That would be weird.
I imagine
But Ben
that
can still
they're
play on
gonna be-
PC.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine with that.
That was one of the things. I don't know if they're going to talk about it in this little recap on Xbox Wire.
Yeah,
But
they never mentioned it.
The one cool thing that Phil Spencer talked about when he was, doing his little appearance on the show was that the next big thing is going to be the commitment to Windows 10. And I don't know. It seems like it's always been the way it's heading. My imagination leads me to believe that Windows 10 will just basically have a way to, like, I feel like they're trying to get to the point where, like, you don't need to buy an Xbox. Like, they're going to make Windows 10
just as important. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be, what was that, Games for Windows back then when that flopped? Now it's just going to be Xbox.
It's just a more dedicated system that's more affordable, maybe. And
it's going to be their Steam.
Yeah, because now we're getting mouse and keyboard support for Xbox games. So and then you can cross-play, depending on the game, with PC players. So I think they're just trying to bridge that gap. And I think they can do that in a very... Maybe Scarlet is that answer.
I think Scarlet's probably still a badass fucking machine.
Wait, Paul. Scarlet's the next...
Yeah, it's the code name for their new...
Okay.
There's like 2 versions or something. One's like a cloud-based one, and then there's like a...
Was that... I don't think they said that. I think they've only talked about Scarlet.
Okay.
But I think the cloud-based thing was the rumor.
Okay.
The idea behind the cloud-based one was that it would be like an Apple TV sort of set-top box that because they're doing the work on xCloud...
Yeah.
They'd be able to pipe that stuff in.
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft. I mean, come on. It's like, it's Microsoft, so it's... All of it's a computer anyway. You know what I mean? We're all playing on just different types of computers.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Crackdown 3 gets a new launch date, February 15th. Also showed off the Wrecking Zone multiplayer mode. You take out your environment, you take out your enemies.
Sounds like the main game.
Yeah. Game Pass gets a bunch of new games. I think there's a lot that are cool, right? So, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, starting today, November 12th. There's some others. There were a lot. There were 16 games announced. I'm cherry picking some of my favorite ones.
That is a Games Pass. See, when I bought my Xbox, they gave me a code to get that game, so I just own it no matter what. And I was like, I already played it though. What the? Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's game, which is big, right? You think about what Game Pass is becoming. It's pretty dope. Ori and the Blind Forest will be coming later this year.
Yes.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I do want to play that.
I think you should. I think you'd really like
that. It looks impressive visually.
I think it's cool. They're like, what I like about the list of things they started adding were a lot of these were games from prior to the launch of Xbox Game Pass and them committing to the day one release date thing, but they're now sort of circling back and adding in their own first party library, which makes me hopeful that one day Rare Replay will show up. Hopefully.
That's more ballsy.
It's almost there. Like a majority of the Rare games are on Games Pass, like Perfect Dark, all the Banjos.
Yeah.
Not a Conquer, I think.
Yeah, no Conquer. The takeaway I got from the show was that they really want you to sign up for Game Pass. Like they really want you to sign up for Game Pass. But it's a good deal. Like
it's weird because like I go from like fuck PlayStation now, and then I see Games Pass. I'm like, Games Pass makes sense for some reason.
I don't know why it does.
I like the fact that
good marketing, I guess.
I think because you're downloading the games,
but you can download them on PlayStation Now as well.
But now you can.
Yeah.
But is it true that PlayStation Now is more successful than Games Pass?
I don't know.
Sales wise, not really sales.
I mean, lifetime sales maybe just because it's been out longer, but I don't know. I don't know that answer.
Yeah, something in the way of how Games Pass is also portrayed. I don't like. They keep saying there's a lot of games. It does. It definitely has that Netflix feel where it's like you have all these movies, but do you really want to fucking watch any of these?
Yeah.
And like some of this games library has that because either you played them before, so you have no need to play them.
Right.
That doesn't diminish the games themselves, but
it diminishes the value that you're getting out of the service, right? Like they're great games, but do I need to play BioShock Infinite again?
Right. So it's good that they're starting to do when a new game comes out, it's hitting here as well. So you don't have to invest $60 all the time. You can just do your $10 a month, whatever the price is.
I think Microsoft just knows that people want backwards compatibility, but at the same time, are they really gonna use it? So they found some like easier way to do it, I guess. I mean, get a quick buck out of it.
I like the backwards compatibility games that you can buy and install without having the disc. Like
that's so good.
That's
like Final Fantasy 13 or 13-2 or Lightning Returns.
Like that's the direction they need to keep going.
See, I don't know about that because then you gotta when the PS5 comes out, then you gotta buy it again if you want to play. I don't know.
Well, the idea behind Xbox One though is that
Carries
you just have Game Pass, and Game Pass
Yeah.
seems like a stable part of their future business.
Yeah.
So it just is what it is. And the cool thing is, like, they'll give you these little warnings, like, "Yo, this game's leaving Game Pass, but if you really like it, you can buy it, and we'll give you a discount because you're a Game Pass subscriber."
That's cool. I
think stuff like that's neat.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Also, the Game Pass app is live now. I've been in that like test flight for it for the last few months just to see it. I kind of honestly wish that this were just built right into the Xbox app proper, which I imagine one day it will be.
This will be like a separate option as opposed to a different app.
I feel the same way for all the PlayStation's apps.
Oh, for fuck's sake, that drives me mad.
It's like, 3 or 4 different ones?
Yeah, I just don't have time for it.
Second screen, messages, app.
But it's cool. Like, you can go in, like, a little peek behind the curtain. Like, Mark and I are still working on our secret project. And as we're doing it, like, we're looking at stuff like, oh, do we need to reinstall this? Do I need to buy this? And I have this app, and I can just go like, wait, never mind, it's on Game Pass. Let's just download it real quick.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
I like that side of it. Anyway. I think that's all the news for the week, y'all. Go buy Tetris. You got to do it.
Black Friday's around the corner.
Yeah.
But even more importantly, Cyber Monday.
Who? Oh, yeah.
For all you introverts.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's it. We do not have a new episode of Under My Umbrella out this week, but in its stead, that's right. You hear the drum roll of the demons climbing from the basement to hunt down the augurs. We played Night Trap. The 3 of us did.
That was fun.
Yeah.
God damn it was.
I liked it.
That game's
It's a game. It's a goddamn.
Goddamn. I kind of realized as we played it, it was worse than I expected, and then so much better than I expected. If that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
It was like a minor step back that was expected, and then it jumped 5 steps forward.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In the weirdest fucking way.
It wasn't really a jump. It was more a slide downstairs into a trap.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Tune in today at 10:31 to find out.
I don't know. I just love the part. Like, first 5 minutes of the video, Mark was like, "Oh, they're looking at the camera." I'm like, "You are. That's the."
Okay,
I know.
I'm
hurts.
not used to that.
I know. No, because it's not supposed to be that way, but that's how FMV games are. It's just.
Well, but before the one character had like looked, and it looked like she was almost like, "Oh shit, I shouldn't look at the camera."
See,
like she darted her eyes really quickly.
Yeah, like I was under the impression that you are some secret operative protecting these teenagers from whatever, and so they're not. So like I had thought that everybody in the house did not know about this house and its secrets.
Oh yeah.
So I thought that was just like you have
to
do this without them looking, trap these things and make them go with their lives without worrying.
I didn't even know you were trapping things. I had no idea what the fuck this game was.
Game's called Night Trap.
Yeah, but I mean,
you trap things at night.
There's game names aren't always.
It's okay. I mean, Alucard with me. I mean, it took me how long? Come on.
I mean, you know, Sonic the Hedgehog is called Sonic the Hedgehog, but it's all about hentai tales, you know? So I don't...
Hentails.
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 Ooh.
Too much hentai.
Took a real quick turn.
Loot mines.
Thefreecheese.com. Freecheese.com is where you want to go. Website's on its way. Had some weirdness last week with downtime, which meant I did not make as much progress as I wanted to in some of the redesign, but little baby things are getting added slowly but surely and steadily. So keep sending feedback, please. Podcast at thefreecheese.com is where you can send that stuff. Send us your wasabi stories. Send us your soup stories, horseradish stories. Throw a couple into the mix. You've been to a fair lately? You ever been to a fair and been served horseradish on a funnel cake? I want to know.
Ooh.
If you haven't, would you? Let us know. No. You can also tweet us. The Free Cheese is at some free cheese. Mark is at aug_mental. Matt is at not here. Fuck.
But still.
Just throw him out there. Come on.
Just it was like the sweep.
Yeah.
Matt is at MattyIce131. Ben is at SevBenz. I am at The Free Cheese. TheFreeCheese.com is our website. Hitman 2's out this week. So that means Friday we will have our first look into what I believe we're calling Hitman 2 with a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
If not, I've just declared it. So there it goes. But yeah, that's everything. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Marc, for hanging out. Thanks, Ben, for hanging out. Thanks, listener, for hanging out. We'll see you next week. Oh, go tweet at Matt and tell him congratulations on Lightning Returns. Bye.